All right. Hello. I am Lord Gop, the DM of the DC20 Lost Mines of Phandelver Homebrew campaign. And let's go ahead and introduce our player characters. Jaku, can you go first?
Hello, I am Jaku. As usual, I am going to be playing Awake, the slimiest barbarian of the bunch. I hope you all enjoy the video.
And Samarand.
Hello, hello. Uh, pl Playing Mikaela Dawnax-Sklryb. Uh, half elf, half dragonborn, mechanically half fiend for the latter part, and a level 1 rogue.
Okay. And Spring.
Hello, I'm playing Spring, and I've been ready for the last 24 hours when I joined accidentally.
And we're gonna have a new player today, whose character we will introduce later. But Silver, is there anything you'd like to say about yourself before we hop in?
I not much. Beyond the fact that you simulator the later point. Surprise! Ooh,
Exciting.
I'm very glad to hear.
All right. And Tony was busy today, so he will not be joining us. And I handled his downtime separately from everybody else's. But for everyone that is here, when last we left off, all of you guys had just successfully retrieved a number of things from the Kragmaw hideout. You successfully completed your delivery of the goods to Bart's provisions. With after talking with Sildar Hallwinter, you guys agreed to be part of a strike team that was going to attempt to infiltrate Cragmaw Castle and then extricate your former employer Gundren Gundren Rockseeker. There we go. Who has been captured there for some unknown amount of time, or unknown, not specific amount of time. Sildar Hallwinter basically said, I'm gonna go assemble my team in Neverwinter. You guys stay here, get ready, prepare to strike, and then I will give you a call on the sending stone that he handed Mikaela when it is time. The following morning, Sildar is up bright and early, and he says he bids you all adieu, giving you final parting words and thanks, and assuming that there's nothing anyone would like to say to him, he will rent the nearest fastest horse and begin to ride off into toward the city of Neverwinter. Um, and as the three of you all wake up, the first thing you kind of immediately notice is that as you all are kind of waking up and going downstairs, Tony is not there with you. He seems to be like have overslept in his room or something, as he is wont to do, being the lazy knoll that he is. Um, so, how do the three of you wake up, and what are you doing first thing in the morning?
Uh, 1 second. And, okay, so Awake wakes up, forms himself into his humanoid form, and is just thinking about. Yeah, he goes down, orders a thing of coffee, just like pours it onto his head, since he eats it that way. And he's just thinking about he's thinking about the battle ahead and how the hell we're gonna take on Kragmaw, and he's beginning to just he's reflecting on the battles before him, and thinking about his technique, how he could be more efficient.
Okay. Samaran, how do you wake up?
Uh, uh, I'm not expecting a very outrageous waking up for this morning. I was getting up, brushing her hair because she has a hairbrush for some reason. Uh, and goes down, sees awake drinking his coffee. Uh, and just they're just kind of watching him, just blank in the mind, still really sleepy, not thinking of anything like he is.
Okay. And how does Spring wake up?
Spring probably woke up earlier than normal since he's in a new town he's never been to, and he just finished an unusual job, so he's kind of just a little nervous and unsettled. So he's probably out wandering the town, just getting used to the place.
Okay. Do me a favor and just roll me a straight d20 as you're wandering about. And this would be under Phandalin. 18. Okay. So 18 is high and is a good thing. So I'm gonna say, which is interesting. Okay. As you are up, kind of really early in the morning, the thing you notice is, you know, as you're kind of like wandering about your town, like what time do you say would you say you woke up today?
Probably an hour or two after sunrise.
An hour. You know what's funny is that that is the exact hour that Tony and I were doing some stuff with his downtime. So I'm gonna say the thing that you notice is that Tony seems to be a good bit like distressed or harried as he quickly runs. He moves quickly out of his room, carrying something in his arms as he heads over and like, kind of disappears into the streets behind the inn. And he looks like he's like lost in thought, and it's about something that is like definitely stressing him out. And he moves with kind of like an unnatural quickness as you see him kind of like just go around. Oops, use a arrow. Just kind of go around the corner here and then just like disappear.
Spring definitely would have tried to stop him with a handout, but clearly he's in a hurry, so he lets him go. Hopefully he'll ask him later.
Okay. And is there anything else that you do early in the morning besides wandering about? Is there anything that you're looking for, or are you just trying to get your bearings?
No, mostly just get his bearings, and the strange part would be he's hopping from rooftop to rooftop and not walking the paths.
Okay. Cool. From your aerial view, you see, as before, the smithy over here, the inn over here, the general store over there, and there is a more seedy tavern, which is kind of more on the edges of the city over here. There's what seems to be like a temple to the goddess of Timora over there. And other than that, there are a couple various like stores and businesses, and a couple of large farms that are way over the edge of the city. And that's it's kind of generally what you see. Let's not do that. Cool.
Oh, right, there was the blight you all told me about after the session when I couldn't stay awake anymore. Yeah, Spring definitely would have wandered there after hearing about it. Just a general poke around.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. So, if you're looking, so the mention of the weird flowers that have been like drained of their life force was over in and around that area. So, do me a favor, make me a your choice of nature or survival check as you go check it out.
I'm gonna do survival for the initial roll.
Okay. Then let me know what you get.
Oof, nat 1 for 5.
Favorite terrain, maybe?
I'll
What was
say
that?
it counts. Sure, you're in a foresty area. Sure, you can roll with advantage.
Oh, right, yes.
It's close enough. Even if it's just like a small woods.
There we go, that's better. 16.
So as you are kind of scoping out the place on the hills above, you kind of trip a little bit and begin to like tumble down the hill, and then you kind of leap off and grab onto a tree as you take a deep breath and just survey the ground below you. And you can see, as the alchemists had mentioned, there was you can see like growing out of there's like kind of patches of it that are like kind of just all along the bottom face of this hill. And there seems to be like a much bigger like concentration that's only like it's not even that big, but toward like the center of it right here, where all the flowers seem to be dead and dying, and you recognize well, would Spring have any idea about the medicinal or magical uses of herbs in general, or is that less in his wheelhouse?
Medicinal would be more likely than magical. But yeah, he doesn't purposefully focus on herbs and things. He's more of a hunter than a gatherer.
Okay. So then I think what you would be able to glean from just looking about this is that you can definitely tell that something is causing the flowers to wilt, but you don't think that causing the flowers to change their appearance, but you don't think that they're actually wilting like a couple of the others have said they are. This is more just like a different kind of blooming, I would say, is the way you would think about it.
Also, did you say that the wilting flowers, or quote unquote wilting, are mostly on this side?
Yes, yeah, definitely. You're only finding them like right next to the edge of the cliff face, with a particularly large concentration toward the middle of it.
Um,
And I
then
forgot to focus
with
the camera. God damn it.
that marking and the view he got from being on the buildings, would it be reasonable to say, or at least think, that this building up here is emanating a something that's affecting the flowers?
That is entirely possible.
Cool. Then Spring is gonna go climb the cliffs and just take a peek. He's definitely not going in to approach, he's just peeking over and getting a glance before
Sure,
returning to town.
Make me an awareness check, please, as you look over. Oh.
Damn it!
Alas, I'm gonna say that you are a little bit spooked by like the eerie sound of creaking coming from inside the house, even though there's nobody here. And for a brief second, you feel like you see a flash of like dust moving or something, and you conflate it for a ghost. Before you are too spooked to continue with your cursory investigation.
Yeah, that's fair. It's also a strange new town.
Yep. And this is an old and abandoned place that is kind of like just like a 10-minute walk. So it's weird that this specific building is in such a state of disrepair. Yeah, you are from there. You I assume join the rest of your party as they are waking up. And I remember to refocus the camera. As you all wake up, you do your daily routines, get your coffee or whatever. And from there, the city is open to you. You are free to do whatever chores you need done. Though I think we covered that in the last episode. And I guess in this like first day, while you guys are kind of like relaxing, de-stressing, before you start to before we're going to fade from this into downtime. Is there anything that you guys want to accomplish in regards to just generally wandering about? or is this just a day of relaxation before you prepare to go hard into your training and research and preparations?
I think. I think Awake is the type of is the type of person that would enjoy this, since he does he'd probably be honing it. He'd probably be taking his weapons and re-honing them on since he has smithing prof, and just, even though I don't expect it to do anything, but he'd be spending the day just like honing his weapons, enjoying his time at the forge.
Okay. As you spend your day at the forge, you notice that the gnomish woman who runs the place is a little bit miffed when you ask her to use her things, but she definitely will allow you to use them and request that as you're doing so, you do a couple of tasks for her. And you see that she appears to be working on some kind of like larger project that is like inside, that's like behind like either like a locked door or covered or something that you wouldn't be easily able to access. She seems to go back there frequently and work on something. And if you do question her about it, then she kind of hurriedly mentions that it's something to do with a shipment for a client of hers.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
Cool.
I mean, if she's being secretive about it, Awake won't pry.
Cool. Mikaela.
She would look around. I know this isn't attached to downtime goals, but she would look around for any place of reading of study, or perhaps even just the old wise man of the mountain village with oral tales to listen to.
Make me just an intelligence check. See what you can think about. Where you might think to go.
All right. Still level 1.
Yes.
Hey.
13. Okay. As you are just kind of generally glancing about the place, the place that seems to that like books are something that is more expensive and hard to come by. And of the places that are most likely to have books, you'd guess against the smithy and the general store. There's like a couple of like light reading in the inn. But you do clock the townmaster's hall, which is over here. And Mr. Harbin Wester, who just kind of sits there, going about his work, and you do notice that he has a library in his place. That he is it's kind of like a public library that also occupies the space of like general, like public affairs.
Mm.
And that is where you might find any reading of sword.
And after getting spooked earlier, Spring is just relaxing in the town.
Alright, cool. So then, as you guys kind of spend your first kind of day here, just relaxing, going about your normal business, you feel refreshed, you finish up everything, and throughout the duration of your stay here, as Solar so graciously paid for your inn rooms. Once we get out of the city, for the next 2 encounters, you guys will start off with 3 temp HP from being refreshed.
Wait, what? How much temp HP?
3.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. And with that, as you guys, spend your first couple of days, first day, just acquainting yourselves with the town, and deciding where you're going to be spending most of your time. We're going to kind of fade out into now the proper downtime system that we came up with, and I kind of discussed with you guys earlier. I keep forgetting this is not a thing. The way that downtime works for the viewers is that each of the players are going to have 5 things that they can do over the course of this downtime. And the DC for the first thing they do is going to start at 5, and each additional thing they try to do is going to have an increased. The difficulty of it will be 5 higher than the last one. And the better they roll, the more things they're going to be able to accomplish with their period of downtime. So who would like to go first?
I'm fine letting the others go first if they since this is like in this downtime you were talking about just like getting like special homebrew abilities or something. If the others have their ideas, I'll let them go first. I have my idea, but I just I'll or
I know that Sam
well,
had a good idea of what he was doing in the chat before. So Sam, why don't we start with you?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could go first. So how are we going about this? Are we just listing down what we want to do and you tell us what happens, or
So I mentioned
do we
that.
like role play?
So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to take this track by track. So over the course of the first week, what is Mikaela doing?
So we know there's going to be like multiple weeks that
Yes, there's going to be a total of 5 weeks.
right team is preparing
Yes,
and
we'll be
Gungeon is locked in there.
Yes, that's correct.
Dang, poor Gungeon.
Indeed.
All right, all right. I didn't know it was going to be week by week, so that makes things really strange. That was just like, I go here in the evening, and the mornings I do this, yada yada yada.
Well, regardless of however you are conceptualizing it, what is the first like chunk of time that you are spending on?
Okay, that makes more sense. All right. The first DC for 5 is of course training because I want to get that uh level up perks and everything else, all the cool stuff.
Okay. So go ahead and make me an attack check to see to simulate the training that you're doing over this time. And where/how is Mikaela doing her training?
Her training consists of mostly just going through the all the movements that her parents taught her, just probably in this little forested area with her mother's teachings, and maybe if there's like some other kind of men at arms or Awake or Spring or Tony's training arcs with them, for like the father's trainings or uh Theodore's training. Just
Okay.
yeah, all that. Just move around, practicing what was taught. uh, uh, depending on how high I beat this with, there's some things like faster, faster, stronger, stronger. Some things are just stronger, stronger.
All right, make me an attack check. Okay.
Whoa.
So with a 22, that is a success by 15. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
all the
So
goals complete.
all of the good things, yeah. So, as you are kind of training with Awake or Spring or any of the various guardsmen who are here, in this forest, which I'm gonna say that as you are doing your training, the first time that you make a breakthrough, as you're just kind of going through the motions, is with Spring and his very agile, method of combat. As you guys are just kind of like going at each other like with increasingly high speed, you feel as you are kind of doing the motions and like parrying, and stab and lunge and dodge, you feel like your senses kind of starting to like heighten. As after like this one, after for a moment you feel like you're about to be like exposed, and Spring's like lunging, to poke at your side and disqualify you. You feel a sense of you feel the feeling of your draconic breath weapon kind of like surge up within you. This icy cool breeze that kind of emanates out from you as you like are able to in like a split second weave around him and trip him onto the floor, as you're able to now go faster with your cunning action. And as
Nice.
time is going on, you're continuing to practice bobbing and weaving around people. You continue to increase at this element of what is the word? Fainting. There we go. This element of feigning, which you are so good at and use so frequently, as you begin access to the vicious maneuver. And with that, your first chunk of downtime is done, and we're going to shift the camera over to somewhere else. As let's go with Spring. Spring, what are you doing this first chunk of downtime? As Mikaela is spending a lot of her time in the forest, or in the woods, just attempting to hone her senses. What are you doing?
I think I'm gonna do the. I think it was a training category.
That is the level up one, yeah.
Yes, and try and get some ancestry traits, hopefully 2. Yes, so I'm guessing this is also an attack check.
Yep. And you said you're hoping to get ancestry traits to do what?
To get the Beastborn Sprinter trait,
Ah, okay.
which requires 2 ancestry points. So I'm hoping for the low DC and high roll.
All right. Make
Although
me an attack check.
past roll histories tonight haven't been so lucky.
You'll be fine. Make me an attack check, Spring. Okay. With a 19, that is a success by 10. Okay. So, with success by 10, how are you doing your training?
Since it's a new town and he doesn't really know anybody, Spring has just been racing the local children for games and fun.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Unfortunately for them, he has been leaving them in the dust.
At one point in time, like, you decide to race around the city, and you're able to lap them like 3 times before they're able to complete a single loop as you continue to get faster and faster and faster. And you feel at one point as you're beginning to sprint, you find that the kids are very good at short distance sprinting, and so that is what you kind of focus most of your time on. But at this time, as you're going around the city, the sprinter thing lets you move as a minor action, right?
Yes, if I'm not completely misremembering it.
Cool. Since I think that also requires you to like stop and then move again, I'm gonna say the thing as you learn from this like extended sprint, is just the idea of how to pace yourself, and go fast and then slow down and then go fast, and the parts where it really counts, especially closer to the end of the race. With success by 10, I'm gonna say that threshold was like maybe success by 5. So with success by 10, what is another thing that you want to get from your level up? Another bonus perk.
This would have been a second track, but more speed talents.
Okay.
I think my next option was barbarian berserker talent.
Okay. I'm gonna say that a talent is a little bit too high of a bar for this. So if you are literally just looking to be able to move faster, the sprinter ancestor trait and then literally just increasing your speed by 1 feel fair to me. Would you agree with that? Is that amicable to you?
Yep, that is
Okay,
an
cool.
awesome outcome.
Spring becomes speed. And then another thing that you get from leveling up as a ranger is Hunter's Strike and better tracking things. So what does Spring do as he focuses on that aspect of his level up?
Continuing with the children games, he switches to hide and seek after wrecking the kids in races.
Okay. And I mean, you are a small sized creature, so you're not that much larger than they are. So a number of times you see them kind of try to hide in smaller areas that for an adult would be much harder to get into. Uh, but with your agility and smaller frame, you are able to very easily smoke these kids and find them wherever they may be hiding. As by the end of by the end of this like chunk of time, uh, they have a little bit of respect for you and also a lot of spite for how soundly you are kicking their asses.
Yeah, he does feel bad, but this is kind of his element, so he's also excited about it.
Okay. And awake.
Okay, so I think the first bit of Awake's training, you brought up an idea which I think like out of character, which I think I really liked, and over the course of this first week, Awake will be training to essentially let loose some of his slime and basically form it over his weapons before re-solidifying to essentially he's basically just maybe like add a bit of acid damage onto his attacks if he wants.
Okay, sure. Um, and where slash how do you think you're doing this training?
He'd probably be just he'd be doing it and basically just I don't know probably wherever there's training dummies that he can destroy because he's essentially just throughout the day he's basically just having to focus on like letting loose some and then re-hardening it while also keeping it in place over his weapons instead of bringing it back into his body. He's trying to basically focus on splitting a bit.
Okay. I'm gonna say, in that case, the place where there are most ample training things would probably be in the forest, where there are a lot of trees for you to scar, and no one will really care that much. So go ahead and make me an attack check.
Oh, 9.
Okay. With a 9, that is just under a success by 5, and a normal success is just your standard level up perks. So you may choose
Okay.
to instead reroll, but gain a stress token, if you so wish.
I forget what stress does.
At the end of the period of downtime, and until you find a way to relax or the next downtime period starts, stress is going to give you disadvantage on one skill you have mastery in, or 2 skills that you do not.
Ooh. I will take it. I'll take it. I
Okay.
won't take the stress. I
Let's
won't
see the
take the
reroll.
stress. No, I'm not going to take
Oh,
the
okay.
stress.
Cool.
My mistake. I wasn't very clear with that.
He will take the low roll and not use stress.
Makes sense. Sorry. Um,
Nah, I wasn't very clear.
yes. And just to also be clear, if you choose to, as your last track during downtime, you can take a relaxation track, which cancels out stress if you succeed it.
Oh,
Another option you have.
okay. At the last one. Okay, in that
Yeah.
case, I will do it.
Cool. Okay.
19, baby.
So, a 19 is a success by 10. So I'm going to say that as you are doing this training out in the forest with Mikaela, her being something of a practice dummy for you as you are attempting to do this thing, and you're helping her train in her own way, you are able to, as you see Mikaela exploiting her abilities to, juke people out and exploit their weaknesses. Uh, you kind of notice her form and the way she is kind of moving her body and treating her weapon kind of like as an extension of herself, and it occurs to you that in kind of a similar way as she is manipulating her sword in such a way that it allows her, it almost acting as like a counterbalance, and letting her move more quickly. you think to use your own. You think to detach yourself from your body and from your slime in such a way that you are able to sustain for a little bit longer. The distance between yourself and it, and able to coat your weapons on this now. And I'm going to say mechanically, henceforth, you can spend an action point to add 2 acid damage to your next successful attack.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. And that this doesn't stack.
Yeah.
Cool. Effectively, like a little bit of a better power attack maneuver, and you cannot do the stamina, only action points.
Yeah, and since it's ahead of time, that means combined with Hazardous Hide and my new maneuver, which you know what, I'm gonna say that that over the course of this, like the Wake learned a little bit of thing from Kayla, and he that's how he got his bleed maneuver.
Okay. And so that I'm gonna say qualifies for success by 5. So it's success by 10. What are you trying to do? You get one more thing.
You know what? I think since he would be oh, what the hell just happened? Wait, give me a sec. Oh, that was my cup. Give me a sec. If there is one more thing I can get, I think I'd be looking into maybe, since I'm training with Mikaela, probably trying to gain physically sturdy. It's a dwarf trait that you have an advantage on saves against being impaired, deafened, or petrified. As like I'm basically having her like try to debilitate me until I can hold it off.
Hell yeah, that definitely fits. Sure. That makes sense. You may gain your other thing. As you focus on stealing your mind against attempts to distract your strikes. Cool. I'm gonna say that also as you are doing this, and Spring is experimenting with his hunter strikes. He is basically foraging for stuff like just around the forest. You see the alchemist kind of point him out to where a couple of different locations for his things to be, as he begins to like test out he's mixing things on you, and this is part of the other way that you are able to glean or gain your ability. Okay. And as you guys are all doing this, you can see that every day, very early, Tonē wakes up and heads to the farm on the kind of southern edge over here. As he meditates under kind of just like a lone tree nearby the house of the farmer, who is himself a retired adventurer, and just meditates very deeply as he attempts to connect closer with his patron. And that is our first round of downtime actions. So going into round 2, as the DC is raising up to 10 now. What are you guys all doing?
We already got our abilities. I mean,
Lore.
I mean, like we already got our homebrew abilities and our level up perks. So I mean, what can we do?
There's a whole thing, man. Read the message.
Oh yeah, no, fair enough. Let me look that up.
Mikaela seems to have a plan already. They can go first again.
Yep, that is good.
You just said Laura says hitting the books, so she stops training on Awake and starts training on the books.
Okay.
With the sword.
Okay. So, in that case, you may make me your choice of knowledge, investigation, or insight check to study the world and its history.
Is this at level 1 or level 2?
This is going to... Well, you did do the training thing, and the level up is after the training thing. So I'm going to say that your attribute increase will be relevant here, and this will be like explaining where that is coming from.
Because this is also an expertise difference as well.
All right. Making your choice of knowledge, insight, or investigation check.
Alright. Let's roll some history. Because now I'm good at it. Oh, never mind.
Are you sure about that?
No. She slashes one of the books in half, and the dude just yells at her, and she gets kicked out. And now she's all stressed out, because she's going to take a stress token reroll.
Okay. You guys see for a couple of days, Mikaela does not come back in the nighttime. She falls asleep in the library, just reading. With a 19, that is a success by 5. So, what are you trying to learn more about? So, what check are you making?
This is history.
History. Okay, cool.
The 3 things I wrote down, I don't really have a particular order, so I only get one of them. You said
2 little questions or 1 big question?
2 little questions or 1 big question.
Yep. First.
All right. Well, I had the spiders as one of them, but maybe I could wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Awake to use this section to give me a help die on this roll.
I mean,
to get
yeah,
that.
you know what? Yeah, no, I'll help with that. Like it would use mine, but I'll help.
Yeah.
If you don't have anything better to do.
No, basically, I was probably going to start looking into lore as well. So I mean, this will help. This will help us both. So you may as well.
Hell yeah.
What lore would you want?
I was going to start looking into basically just trying to research that one guy I saw in the dream. See if I could see if I could find any like artistic rendition of him. See if I could trace back anyone to like using. Or as Octavius said, just like turning people into items and incantations.
Ooh.
Basically, if I could find anything on that.
So we could read the transmutation book that we gave to the alchemists.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Just read that again.
that's what I'd be looking for
Or
anyway.
the transmutation books that Tony has. Because he said
Yes,
that we
because
can read them once he's done with them.
yeah, I forgot. He took a bunch of books and then didn't do much with them. So yeah, he would happily hand you the books that are just kind of sitting in his room.
All right.
So awake, roll me a help die. As you assist Mikaela with this thing.
We could see how many questions we get here.
Okay.
6.
6 brings that up to what? 25.
Yep.
Okay. 25
Beat by
is
15!
a success by 15. So I'm gonna say, what things do you want to know? And I'll tell you how much of that you end up learning. That is
All right. Awake, is there anything else you want to add to what you want to learn?
Basically, he's trying to find more. Okay, so overall, he's trying to find at least reference to that one guy he saw in his dreams and turning things. It's just like, and also, I guess, is there anything about transmuting one type of creature into another?
Okay.
Okay, and yeah, off of that, the main thing about the spiders was just very intrigued by Wake's dream, so Mikaela's really happy that he's helping out with this, and she's also able to help him out back because she already did read through the transmutation book, even though she didn't really understand it at the time. Maybe she's understanding it more now. Who knows?
You do have a lot more time to read through it. Even though, it's pretty dense, so you couldn't do it over the course of like traveling, which is intense on its own. But you are
over
a library, a couple of very intelligent alchemists, and
yeah,
a lot of time on your hands.
And 3 more books for reference.
3 more reference books. Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, but also just general lore that she was wanting to learn. Off of that, on the spiders was just trying to figure out more what they are, like not just the transmutation part and who that one guy was, but where they might be operating, just kind of like subconsciously prodding all of her guard instincts, like, oh my gosh, these are the villains of Vigorant. Gotta go catch them. And one more thing was about those spiders in particular. Oh yeah. Just trying to find all the symbols that was like on the arrowhead and on that big purple wolf. See what those mean. But if there's anything else, there's also 2 other prompts. If we could add anything past the spiders, just learning more about Nesnar because he's in this area, so potentially old mountain elder would know about Nesnar. And also just trying to further her own character plot with figuring out who this Valtheus dragon character is. If there's any mention to him anywhere.
So, those are a lot of things. So what I'm gonna say, is I will give you 2 of these. All right. Okay.
Alright.
I would say you can learn more about the Valtheus character, who they are, and what's up with them. You can learn more about the person that visited Awake in his dream and did the weird experiment thing. You can learn more about curses and transmutation, or you can learn more about the language. Am I missing anything from your categories that doesn't fit under those four broad things?
Nesnar.
No. Oh yeah,
Okay,
Nesnar.
Yeah. Nesnar, then also the Black Spider. So, I already
So
forgot what
that's
I said.
7 categories.
Okay, hold on.
7 categories and we have to pick 2. Okay, Awake, you pick one and I pick one.
Yes.
I think I'm going to learn more about just like curses and transmutation. Just like if I have to pick a specific subtopic, living transmutation. Basically, just turning living things into other types of living things, like dog and a cat type stuff, if that's possible, and if there are any accounts of it.
Alright. And because character plot is secondary to main plot, I'll throw out Nesnar, just throw that one out, make things lower. And really, it's really Awake that cares about the guy who's in Awake stream. The spiders in general is a much more important topic to Mikaela, so that one's out of her idea range. Transportation is already picked, so that leaves 2 more, and that is either figuring about the spiders or about Nesnar. And I would like to ask the party if she would just be, as she talks to them throughout the weeks, which one of them would you guys be most interested in and prod her to learn about? Figuring out more about the Spiders criminal group or about Nesnar, who caused the big Aurora and is probably the BBEG of this module.
From those options, Spring would be more curious about Nesno and the Glow. Mostly because it's also related to the wolves, probably.
We know the spiders are directly related to the wolves, though, by the Presenter Manor.
Also, just to clarify, there is one guy who's always been shown up with like a cloak and a hood, and he has the emblem of a spider on his shoulder. There are not multiple spiders. There's the one spider that you guys have been seeing.
Alright,
It
these
is a person,
spiders.
it is a person, not an animal. just to clarify that if that changes anything.
I thought the spiders was a criminal organization.
A person who runs the organization whose name is the Black Spider.
Well, if we're heading back to Neverwinter after this, we could pass by the Tressender Manor and figure out more about the spiders there, so... I shall pick Nesnar.
Okay. So, I'm going to start with Awake because I think that's the easier question to answer. So, you are wanting to learn more about curses and transmutation, and specifically turning one creature into another creature, right?
Yeah, living being transformation.
Okay.
Transmutation.
So, you guys rolled very high. So, I'm going to say that the main thing that you learn about transmutation is that when you're dealing with transmuting creatures, it is specifically to do with changing. The biggest thing is interfacing with the soul and changing the way that the soul is expressed, and that there's kind of a weird like history that people don't talk about that is kind of like brushed under the rug about it, and that is that there's a community of druids further up north. Let me get to the world map. There's a community of druids that are known to just like be part. They've been spotted a number of times in like the southwestern bit of Neverwinter Wood, over in this area. I'm making sure the camera's focused. Okay. And that they they have been known to cause curses on people. You also know that in order to sustain an act of transmutation, any magic that is done, it's very easy to cause magic to happen. Just kind of on a service level, like you can just do that easily. Like spellcasters cast firebolt and they don't even have to spend any mana on it. Service level instantaneous implementation of magic is easy. Anything that creates a sustained effect requires a power source. And you learn about the concept of like concentration on spells and whatnot. But that for something to be sustained without concentration means that there's some other source of magic feeding into it. And in regards to transmutation, more often than not, it is a person's actual soul that is being tapped into in order to sustain this act of changing. And that if you were able to stop the cycle of, or like the flow of power, if you were able to sever that, then you could potentially halt, reverse, or maybe even cure an act of transmutation. And you think that based on what Mikaela, oh wait, no, she's not somebody else. And you think that in order to Brian, hold on, let me think for a second. You also know that it's an extremely difficult thing to do, and that there's basically only ever been a couple of people throughout history that have been able to do it. So anyone that is able to do this to you is the equivalent of like, maybe a 7th level or higher spellcaster.
Okay, very good to know.
Yes, that's a lot of stuff. Mikaela, you are investigating the Mr. Nesnar himself, right?
Yeah, this whole Aurora business.
Okay. So, are you more interested in learning like what experiments he's been doing and what the result of that been, or are you more interested specifically in what the hell that Aurora was?
Oh man, another decision.
Or if you just want to like read his autobiography, maybe I can think up some things about him himself that could be of interest to you.
You see, I want some kind of like clue as to where he is, but I guess the clue is he's here. So
Okay. Well, if you want a clue
I think
as to where he is
Aurora
specifically,
should be the smarter thing to ask if I only have one choice.
I will say that if you want to know where he is specifically, I am also willing to give you a bigger hint toward that.
He's probably in this laboratory down in Phandalin. I have my assumptions already.
Okay.
So what was this Aurora business?
Okay.
You better give me beat by 15 wording for this.
So, you start to investigate the aurora and what might have caused it, and this kind of like green color that you saw there, and you know that Tonē has expressed to you that he's seen whenever he investigates the arrowhead or the black rock that he got, or
Yeah, it is
whatever the hell was in that
transmutation.
box. Yes, you know that. Actually, let me check a thing because I remember. Right. So I remember that I mentioned that green was the color of transmutation and that black was the color of like teleportation. And that somebody the other day made the connection that because it was dark and at night, if there was a black color, then no one would have been able to see it. And as you begin to think and read about schools of magic and whatever the hell they are and how they work, okay, you want to know about the aurora specifically. So you get the sense that this guy, as you mentioned that you remember that Gundren said he was very interested in the Underdark and summoning something from it. You get the sense that what that aurora was a failed ritual. Where he was trying to the Underdark is way deep below the earth, and the only way to get there is through portals. And the Underdark specifically, basically, it's kind of like digging a tunnel, but instead of just digging a tunnel straight down, you are changing the rock into magical energy, which creates almost like a ley line that goes from one place to the other and opens a portal. You get the sense, based on what you're reading, that this was a failed ritual, and that something came through, and that thing in this like massive surge of magic, that thing that came through, fucked up whatever he was trying to do, and caused this very focused point of energy to blast out everywhere, and that this whatever this thing is was able to utilize it to take control over things in an act of like very widespread mind control, but it wasn't mind control in the way that enchantment magic is mind control. It was something much more primal, something that was much more like instinctual, to the point that anything that had like a reasonably high intelligence was completely unaffected. It was only things that had like intelligence of like 0 or lower. A number of different kinds of monsters that had seeds that had gone haywire. Those are the things that it was able to turn effectively into its thralls for a little bit. And so this is the thing that you learn from your study.
Because Mikaela and Awake are helping each other, from the transmutation books, would she be able to assume that this is like a soul control?
You definitely that is, yes, that's correct.
Alright. And this is like what caused the crazy bugs to attack Neverwinter or whatever?
Yep.
Alright. Because this is over the time period of 5 weeks, she would definitely tell Spring about this, because I think he was investigating why things went haywire, and here's his answer.
Spring. What was Spring up to while Mikaela and Awake were doing research together?
I do want to get more speed, but I don't want to just ignore the plot and just go as fast as I can.
He goes so fast that he ends up going back in time.
Yeah, because I'm. Ugh. No, this was the concept. Be as fast as possible. Yes, I'm gonna go speed.
Okay.
I am gonna train for as many talents as you'll give me.
Okay. Sure. Make me an attack check. Well, hold on. Before I go forward with this, I will say that the spirit of this, of the way that I did this thing, is that you have 4 action points, and then the minor action as the DC is getting higher and higher. So I'm going to say that if you're going to repeat a check, the multiple check penalty will also come into play. Is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay. Make me an attack check at
I
disadvantage.
am approaching the
DC
limits
10.
of my body. Disadvantage should apply. So you said attack check. This is the second time I'm attacking, so disadvantage.
Okay. That is going to be an additional success. And I'm going to say with that, as you have been continually training, I'm going to say that the speed increase that you got is going to extend to the barbarian charger talent. As you guys just
Nice.
see Spring riding like a roadrunner, like doing laps around the city, like day and night, as you guys are doing this thing. And as this kind of second chunk of time is kind of starting to pass, you see that all of the villagers that have just been kind of like watching you guys be here and do your thing are starting to get like a little bit like you start to hear like rumors about people that are like talking about you and the weird adventures that have popped into town, and you can see that a number of people are like excited that now there's something happening in Phandalin, this quiet sleepy town.
We've become the town entertainment and gossip.
Effectively, yes. You also hear that there have been a string of robberies in what's his name from Bart's visions, and that a number of the higher quality like items that he had in like the basement vault of his place have been pilfered, leaving nothing but the symbol of a dragon on a coin inside of one of the cabinets. and that Bart is very furious, and is very quick to blame the new adventurers that suddenly arrived and now all this shit's going missing. He is not happy with you guys. Of course, everyone else is saying that it is just baseless assumptions, but he is very certain that you guys are the culprits. He doesn't confront you or anything about it, but he is definitely spreading slander behind your back.
Awake would definitely just he would take that in stride. He's used to slander, being called a monster and being looked at weirdly. He doesn't give a shit.
Okay. I don't remember what Tony was doing for his second track, but I believe it was something to do. Right, I think he did training like twice, if memory serves. So I'm gonna say that after Tony reaches his state of nirvana, meditating under this tree, he too begins to enter the forest and throw his swords around as he attempts to get faster and faster and faster, and be able to summon them with a minor action as he levels up to level 2. So we are now entering the third period of downtime. What is everybody doing?
Before the DCs get too high, I think this is going to be my relaxation.
Okay. Just
Yeah,
if you do anything after relaxation, then relaxation is the final check you are allowed to make. So that is effectively saying I end my turn.
Are there any things I don't really need to put disadvantage in?
I think Awake would, if you don't mind me going, I think Awake would use this opportunity to try and do a bit of job work. Essentially, this time he'd probably be like offering to help out the local alchemist and Octavius a little bit, because he's gotten better at it and trying to just make some money.
Okay.
Not money, but make some money since I'm getting low again. Yeah.
Cool. If you want to make some money from the alchemist, I'm gonna say
Alchemy check.
a job roll. Yeah, alchemy works perfectly. I was gonna say survival. I forgot alchemy is a trade.
Well, now that's a fucking 8. I'm not gonna. Well, okay, so relax would get rid of 1 stress, right?
Relaxation can get rid of 1 + 1 per 5.
Okay, in that case, I think I'm gonna take the stress, D20 plus 5. That puts me at 2.
We have so many natural ones during this.
You guys had like
You
2.
forget you saw.
Calm down.
You forget you saw this.
This is the 4th, I think.
Oh, damn, you're right.
I had 3 of my own.
Oh,
Well, I don't think I'm getting anything, but
are you going to chill with a natural 1? I'm gonna say a natural 1 is much worse than a 3.
I'll take the 3.
No, with stress you have to take the best one. So do you want to stress and try again, or are you going to deal with are you going to just take the natural 1 in stride?
Oh, I'm going to. Fuck, I'll do it. D20 plus 5. Come on, baby. That's a 16. Oh my god.
Okay. So I'm gonna say as you
that puts me at 3 stress.
As you are helping the 2 of them with their stuff, in the beginning of your brief internship, you're gonna get 10 gold out of this, by the way. In the beginning of your brief internship, you see that Edward is kind of like showing you the ropes, and you aren't familiar with all of these new ingredients, and so you do a little bit of potion mixing, and it doesn't go very well, and then at one point one of your chemical reaction goes wrong and very nearly messes up the spell book that Octavius has been keeping with him all of this time. You're able to dive in in front of him and save it. He becomes very livid with you, but in the coming days thereafter, you go overtime, you work throughout the night, pushing your slime body to its limits to fix whatever concoction you're trying to make, and by the end of it, I'm gonna say you create the first 4th level healing potion in the city in their laboratory as they all kind of like applaud you. And you see Octavius begrudgingly says, "Fine, whatever. I'm not mad." And by the end of your internship, you are successful and gain 10 gold.
Oh, hell yeah.
Mikaela, you mentioned that you were doing something and stuff. Would you have discussed any of it with Tonē? Like specifically?
Yeah. They're like, this is over the course of 5 weeks. If she sees any of her buddies around, she's telling them. Because we're all planning to go to Neverwinter together. We're definitely becoming more of a party at this point, instead of just mercenary bros.
So, when you kind of start to talk to Tonē about all of this research that you... Oh, wow, the map camera is very out of focus. But it doesn't matter, because it doesn't matter. As you are talking to Tonē about all of this this stuff, the Aurora and whatnot, you see that he says... you see that he seems a little bit disturbed for a second. And he mentions, you know, that giant box that he saw before. And he just says that he thinks that Gundren somehow got his hands on a piece of the stone that was involved in the Aurora before it happened. And that Gundren might be involved with Nesnar or something, or like some shit like that. He's not sure what's going on, but he does not... he finds it disturbing that Gundren had a similar stone to this and that in his possession. And even more so, that he was having you guys transported under your noses. And he mentions that if Gundren had one, and there's this weird wolf thing that had one, wolf slime monster thing, it's possible that in that Aurora, either there are multiple pieces that were supposed to... You as you tell him that basically the ritual went wrong, he's a amazing magic guy. He knows a lot about magic. He tells you that he thinks either there are pieces that were missing for the ritual and Nesnar jumped the gun effectively, or that when Nesnar did the thing, more pieces effectively like scattered out of the mountains and went elsewhere in that massive or almost like an explosion. And that maybe Gundren found one that night and was looking to... Then that's why he did the whole thing that with the boomsticks, almost as like a... He gave you guys a mission with a secret mission, and the actual mission below all of that was this thing that he found. Was like, hey, I need to go get this to Phandalin in my research lab. So he basically just says that he finds Gundren to be distrustful, and that he doesn't like it, and there might be more rocks somewhere else.
Good to know. Good to know.
Okay. And this is adding on to your previous role. As I just thought about what Tonē's been doing in his own time. Spring, what are you doing?
Well, next speed boost is the Gazelle Monk Stance.
Wait, are you seriously gonna spend his entire time just like sprinting and trying to go faster and faster and faster?
Yep.
Alright, I will let you know. DC is 15. You have disadvantage 2 now.
Yes. Yes, I do. This was the concept. I'm sticking to it.
This was the concept. Alright, make me an attack check. That is
9. I fail.
Would you like to take a stress to attempt to try again?
That is a fail by 5, too.
That is a fail by 5.
Yeah, let me double check what a fail by 5 means.
Well, the thing that I had put was that a success by whatever gives you bonus traits. Failure means you don't get you know, the bonuses to stamina or maneuvers. But you already did succeed on what is required for you to level up. So I'm going to say that a failure in this case, I'm just going to say that it's going to give you exhaustion as you're pushing yourself too hard, because you already passed the required threshold. So I'm not going to like say, oh, you did good and now you did bad, so you don't get the thing that you already had. So no, I'm just going to say that you are pushing yourself extremely hard, so you will have exhaustion during the next leg of the journey.
I think I will take a stress.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, and also just as
You're
a general
crazy.
heads up, you cannot have more than 5 stress. I don't think anyone is going to, but just as a general PSA. You may re-roll the. You may roll another attack check. This will be the final result.
Even worse.
Well, no, it would just take the first die. Sorry, you're not making another check. You're just rolling the die one more time. So this
Oh.
we'd use the 18.
Nice. Then
Oh
I
my
pass
god, you got it.
by 5, I think.
Yeah. So
Yes.
18 plus 4 is 22, which is 5 higher than 15. So what are you looking for with this? Gazelle stance?
Yep.
Okay, let me check Gazelle stance.
Plus 1 movement speed and something else.
Jump
Ignore
distance.
difficult terrain and advantage on agility saves and acrobatic checks. So I'm gonna say I believe you already ignore difficult terrain. So you can either
I do,
choose to
yes.
get bonus movement speed and jump distance, or advantage on agility saves and acrobatics checks.
You know what I'm
That's good.
picking. Movement speed.
Okay.
What? I would definitely choose the second one.
I do think it is stronger.
It is stronger, but it's not the concept.
Okay. You guys watch as spring continues to just go faster and faster and faster and faster, like a little roadrunner going around the city. Mikaela, you have your check on DC15 to make.
Can't believe you're making her spend 5 weeks in Phandalin. Like, she doesn't even want to be here. Like, everything I want to do, I'd rather do in Neverwinter.
Okay.
Uh,
You do have 5 weeks. If you just want to say that you are going to travel over to Neverwinter and prep with the guards, I will allow you to do that. You are on foot, so you will be twice as fast, which is just 1 week. I'm going to say make an attack check to see if you get ambushed or anything. But you can be in Neverwinter and get some bonus, like, boasts from the guards or whatever.
yeah,
If
but
you
that's the
wanna do that.
problem. I want to do the travel with the party so we could go, like, visit the Tressenders and see what's up with them, you know?
I mean, if you guys want to do that together as your, like, 4th check, that would be totally legit.
What did you want
Do
to
you
go
want
check?
to, y'all? The Tressenders? See what's, like, project or what's going on with the wolves and stuff over there. Because time was said to be an answer, and then we have the alchemist making anti-transmutation for us, or at least Edward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
And then, or do you want to roleplay out the entire travel? Because this kind of includes travel.
Do what you will, really.
All right.
Like I'm pretty much. I only really have one thing I need to do left on my training, and then I'm gonna do my relaxation. So
Your relaxation on DC25.
wait, oh
Next
wait,
is DC20.
yeah, I think I'm gonna do my relaxation after this on my next one. Then yeah, so
Yeah. So I don't think we can do the Tressenders with help die then, because we're doing relaxation next,
y'all
and we
may want
can't
to
do
give
anything after relaxation.
me help die on relaxation because I already know how I'm gonna flavor it as well. I'm basically just when we do relaxation, I'm going to use my herbalism to make everyone a nice herbal tea.
Ooh.
Relaxation itself is just a flat prime check. Because I don't
Oh.
want anyone to be bad at it, so therefore the only way to do that is to just use prime.
Fair enough. I'm still flavoring it that way.
Cool.
So I guess one thing I could do is they said something weird was going on with this building. Can I project that?
Sure. Are you just investigating it and trying to see what's up, trying to find hidden passages, any like leftover clues or whatever?
What exactly is it was going on with it? Is it just letting out weird influence? The wizard dude that was with
The
Edward?
alchemists don't really know. They just suspect that there's something in or below there, that is making the flowers go weird and woolly.
Yeah, as you said, looking for secret passages, any papers or notes that any clue that something is going on there.
Okay. Make me an investigation check.
Alright.
And this is considered to be post level up.
Ooh, alright. Luck of the die, luck of the die. Nah, I failed.
DC is 15. Are you going to take the failure?
I'm not confident in beating the relaxation check, and I only want one stress because I kind of like all the other skills.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'll just fail this because this is something I could just do at the party later. I don't really
Okay.
care.
So, as you go and investigate this thing, you learn that this is an abandoned house. This used to be where the Tressender family would stay in Phandalin, while they were running the place. But, kind of asking around a little bit, it seems like the Tressender family kind of fell out of prominence, and then was just forgotten. They're known as like the founders back, 300 years ago. But it's been a number of generations since then, and no one really knows what happened to them. They just moved out one day or something, and their house fell into disrepair. I will say that Tressender.
The Tressenders lived here? That tells me all I need to know.
Okay.
Yeah, the logical conclusion is the town kicked them out and burnt the house down.
Yeah, because they're doing weird transmutation nonsense.
Okay, you are free to come to whatever conclusions you wish. We are now at our fourth check, DC20. Trademark. So, what is everybody doing?
Relaxation.
Same.
Yep. Spring needs to stretch his muscles and relax his legs.
You guys see as Spring walks in the door limping.
Oh no, he's not walking anymore. He's crawling now. He
Okay.
ran for like 3 weeks straight.
Okay.
Jaku, I'll
everybody-
give you a help die.
Okay. Sorry.
Because
8.
I don't really care about the stress I have. Oh, you already rolled
That's
it.
that's an 18. Come on, please.
Doesn't hit.
Spring.
Spring, what do you
Spring.
Damn it!
do? Okay.
You should have given Awake the help die.
Yes.
Silver character gives Awake a help die.
Since
But
everyone is kind of tapping out right now, I'm not sure if anybody did read it, but in the thing when I mentioned it, I did also mention that if you wanted to, you were allowed to spend another track to give yourself advantage. And I think it is fair, being that you guys were all, okay, we're going to tap out here and not use your last track, that would translate to, I would like advantage on this relaxation check. So,
Okay.
and Mikaela,
Advantage on the help die is a 2 again.
I'm going to say
Two
you roll
was
a
rolled
D8
twice.
and a D6, as it's going to be considered help and help, which would be D8 then to D6, because it decays like AP. So, Awake,
So
you can reroll that, and Spring, you can reroll that, because it makes sense within the system that we have devised.
I roll a
Okay.
d6 to add to the 2.
Ah!
Yes.
You have
Alright.
to roll 3. You have a 50.
Okay.
Yes!
Alright, with that, Mikaela, how do you help Awake relax? As he is exhausted.
I've been thinking of that myself, you know. Let's do Spring first while I think of this. Awake, maybe give ideas in the chat.
Spring, roll me the final check of this downtime, as you attempt to relax yourself.
I'm a little lost. Am I rolling my own d20 or rolling a d8?
You are rolling your own d20.
Cool.
Yes, because you guys are ending early. You're allowed to spend your next track to give yourself advantage, and it only makes sense for you to do that. But alas, that doesn't end up mattering. You just spend the next week and a half just sleeping in bed and massaging your very sore muscles.
Yeah, and anytime Spring needs to go somewhere, he's climbing with his claws on the roof.
Okay.
So he's just hanging from every roof, unless he goes outside and then he's crawling on the ground.
All right, so, I mean, hey, if you, Mikaela and Awake, just want to say that Mikaela is helping Awake by just literally just like sitting in the inn room, drinking tea with him, just chatting away. That makes sense to me. Just having a nice time.
Yes, Mikaela makes very beautiful confections, but of course it tastes terrible.
Oh hell yeah. What is like the one that Mikaela is most proud of? What does it look like?
Most proud of kind of ingredients is she cooking with?
You'd have like whatever like basic supplies you'd find in an inn, like enough to make a couple different kinds of meals. Maybe there's like enough to do a little bit of baking, but probably not much. And it'd be like generic supplies like flour, wheat, eggs, butter.
All right. The one that she's the most proud of personally, it is the one that has this like cool swirl design on top, made with like probably just like sap or something. But the one that Awake is the most proud of is the one with a little figure of Awake on top that was molded with some random blue goo that was found under a tree. That was probably Awake's own body.
Oh my god. Okay. And with that, Awake, you feel sufficiently relaxed as your like human form just kind of melts a little bit, and you become you kind of like just like melt into the chairs. You're just like, ugh, I need rest after working so hard at the alchemist shop. Um, Brains. Um, what is everyone looking like in regards to stress?
I mean,
Spring has 1.
Okay.
I
Same here.
should have. I don't know how many stress did that remove.
That would remove 1 stress because you succeeded, but not by 5.
I think I should be at like 2.
Okay. Mikaela?
Oh, I have 1 stress token.
Okay. So, Spring said he's going to take disadvantage on athletics because that makes sense. He's exhausted. Awake, what are you getting disadvantage on?
I'm taking all the agility skills, and let's go with Arcana. All the agility skills in Arcana.
Okay. Awake is
Isn't it knowledge you have to do too?
No,
yes.
because well,
knowledge is
oh
considered
shit.
as half a skill.
Well, the thing is, fuck it. I really don't have anything else I can do.
Consider doing something that you have mastery in. Then it'll
Religion. Do Arcana and religion.
Yeah, I'll do those too.
Okay.
Arcana, religion, all the agility. Well,
think...
that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good.
I think agility makes sense as a very physical thing. What is causing Awake's stress that is giving him disadvantage on religion and Arcana?
He's never been good at the magic stuff, and like the little, he's been just. He's learned a lot this past week regarding the occult, so he's thinking about that first instead of like the religious magics and the arcane.
You get so down into the weeds of occultism that you like mix up what facts came from where. Okay, cool. I can see that. Mikaela, what are you doing for stress?
I don't know how to flavor it, but I just never use intimidation because I'm an influence character.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm losing this intimidation, you know. Maybe you could come up with something interesting for that. But then the other one was I was thinking medicine, but then I am the one of just random med packs. Like maybe I should just give them all to Awake because he's the one that said he was good at medicine. But
Now I have a
yeah.
+5 medicine now.
Yo, do you want my
Again,
med packs?
you are more than welcome to use the skills that you do not use at all. But that is a little bit against the spirit of it. But you're more than welcome to do it. But it's a little bit against the spirit of what the vibe is.
I didn't know that was a spirit.
Well, I mean, the idea is that it's going to come up.
No. The idea was I was giving my help die to awake because I didn't care about the one stress I had.
I mean, hey, if you want to go intimidation and what did you say, medicine?
Yeah.
Intimidation, I guess,
How
kind of makes
how about
sense.
if you want something to come up, I could do awareness.
That'd be pretty brutal. You,
Mikaela is
am
too busy
what-
reading her books.
Yes, I love that. The decision is ultimately up to you. What do you want to do?
Like awareness is very important, but I've mostly just been relying on everyone else because I don't have mastery in it.
Okay. So, Mikaela, tired as she is, she's become a bookworm now. She's got a pair of glasses now. She's not very intimidating at all. And just always has her nose in a book. One of the many books that she's picked up over the course of her studies. Now he's just no longer seems like a threat on the battlefield. Sure. All right. So, with that, interesting. I did forget that Tony wasn't going to be here. So, other than that, as you guys are preparing to go ahead and leave Phandalin to head north and besiege Cragmaw Castle, you get a call from Sildar saying that they're heading out as you guys are spending your last week of relaxation because they're much further from the place than you are. So as they're 1 week out, you're going to begin your journey now. Is there anybody that you guys would have talked to during your time and just gotten to know just a little bit? Not in the flavor of you, like having not in the flavor of you having like a deep relationship with them, but just somebody you would have gotten to know a little bit better, even if it's just among your party members.
Are we not doing the shopping phase of downtime?
I think we already did that last session.
That was my intention. That last session was a shopping phase.
I thought we were. Well, I was waiting for like a list of things that we could buy.
Oh, I forgot about that. Let me just go quickly Google General Store 5e.
Because I wanted to do some upgrades of my own things, but I was waiting for if there's anything interesting to buy.
What?
Because I am not
No,
rich.
man. Just generic items, man, like boots, candles, rope, cloth,
Boots?
bucket.
Whoa.
You already have boots.
Are there better boots though?
No, because you
not
have magic
mechanically.
awake repelling boots.
magic anti-slime boots.
So there's nothing that would be interesting mechanically.
I don't know. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. You book, candle, chain chalk, fishing tackle, grappling hook, hammer, hourglass, ink, pen, ladder,
Fishing
rope.
tackle, how much is that?
What?
How much is a fishing tackle?
Fishing tackle is gonna be a gold piece.
Gold piece. What's in
Yes.
this? What's in the tackle box?
A wooden rod, silken line, corkwood bobbers, steel hooks, lead sinkers, velvet lures, and narrow netting. You just have fishing gear now.
Okay, 1 gold for fishing gear. That's a good price. Huge buy.
Oh, ram. What the hell?
Alright. I'll probably spend the rest of the gold on upgrades. How much is it to upgrade armor?
Upgrade armor like to the next tier.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna say there is a master smith in town. So I'm gonna say if armor costs 10 gold as much as a healing potion, then better armor I'm gonna say brand new maybe would cost like 20 gold. And if you want to enhance your armor, I'm gonna say that's gonna be 15 gold.
Alright, 15 gold. And now it's advanced, right? Instead of novice.
Yes, you get a bonus PD now, I think.
Yo. And then minus 15. 55. And then in order to just pick up another thing on a weapon, it was 15 as well?
Yes, that sounds right.
Just wanting to grab impact, you know, on my main weapon.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, I think I'm done buying stuff then. There's nothing much else interesting here.
Cool. Yeah, you two get to know the blacksmith a little bit better. As by the time that you are going to buy your things, you see that she has a massive smile of relief. It seems like whatever it is she was making, she had carted out like a couple of days ago. She's kind of like cracks her back and stretches, and he's like, "Sure, that's light work. I'll complete that quickly for you." And it's returned to you like by the end of the day.
Cool. Alright, back to what you're saying.
Is there anyone else? Is there anyone that you guys would have interacted with at all? Besides Edward, Octavius, and I forget her name, but
Aubrey.
Aubrey. You want to talk to Aubrey?
Alright, I thought you said I forgot her name, so I was giving you the
Her
name.
name, Lien, is the one that was the blacksmith, and who I was thinking of.
Yo.
Yeah. Is there anybody you guys want to talk to, or are you mostly keeping to yourselves? Are you talking to each other? Like, is the vibe?
Awake would have probably talked amongst the party as well, tried to basically just since it's clear that we're gonna be working like he's always thought that we're gonna be working together for quite a while since Gundren pays well, may as well get to know these guys.
Cool. Is there anything in specific that you guys tell each other about yourselves besides the thing that everybody tells everybody that meets him?
I mean, Awake isn't a very secretive person. He pretty much y'all pretty much know everything there is to know about Awake. He's a simple man.
Cool.
Spring doesn't voluntarily reveal anything, but just because he doesn't know what to reveal. And also, he would probably just talk with the kids most of the time.
Ooh.
Learn some town rumors or what's it called?
Roll me d20s, right?
Oof.
You hear a rumor about some kind of spirit of the mines. That some kind of like fiery spirit that their parents say will chase them out and abduct them and turn them into coal if they're ever naughty.
Which mines are they talking about? Because I don't see anything on this map.
Nothing like specifically in the map, but there are like mines that are like within like a day or a couple of hours travel of Phandalin, just like all around the place.
Okay.
Just go like to the world map. There's like Phandalin is on this side of the hill, and all around this hill are where most of the mining outposts were. The more hardcore ones were like way over here, closer to the mountains. Seems to be where the rumor is originating from. Oh, the mountain, the spirit of the Sword Mountains.
Okay, cool.
Mikaela, is there anything that you would share with Awake as you guys are, as he's just making small conversation with you throughout the period?
With Awake?
Here are my political views on how we should kill how we should kill all nobility. Let's go start a revolution. I'm joking.
Tony,
Oh, God.
Tony gives you the silent.
No, I'm joking. That's not real.
I knew you, monster.
Mikaela would a bit she knows who he is, a slime. But she just has downtime to talk to him because they've spent the relaxation phase together, the bookworm phase together, and the training phase together. I think they've gotten quite close, and uh, she would probably just start telling him about like all the constructs that she was with back home and how they're kind of similar to him, but also quite different.
And as Mikaela tells you about this place where she came from, she mentions it was like kind of like an island nation, and that they were very advanced, like mechanically, and that they were big on inventing and whatnot, and that she has a good grounding in like the mechanics of how they work just from being around them for so long, being one of very few
Living
organic
people.
living people yeah, in that place, her and her parents.
Huh. That actually, that is really interesting. I think Awake would probably share a bit more about the dungeon he kind of was in for God knows how long. That basically just it was damp, cold, and wet, and there probably are a few. There probably are a few other blue slimes still in there that his old party didn't kill. But who knows what the hell's going on with them, because like they might have died off due to starvation, if that's even possible.
Oh wait, make me a history check.
Oh, that's a 7.
As you kind of think back on that specific question, you remember that the dungeon that you came from was like far on the other side of the Neverwinter Wood, and you get the sense that the slimes you were with weren't like the most competent. But past that way, it's basically just farmland, not farmland. Basically, it's just open plains. And that if they had ever managed to escape, they probably were able to make a good feeding. If they ever made it out of there, they probably lived very happy lives. Or are living. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they understand the concept of happiness, but
Very unstressed lives.
yeah. I, I was cursed with sentience. I now understand depression.
Michaela's
upbeat characters here.
yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Michaela's live on the coast, so she probably has her own fair share of damp caves. Has she ever come across a slime before in one of these caves?
A number of them probably.
Yeah, she would give him the sentient person's point of view of slimes, as he describes his own cave.
How does Awake feel to be talked about in the third person?
It's odd, but but he doesn't mind it too much.
Basically, kind of explaining why everyone's so interested in him all the time.
Yeah, I mean, after a bit, you just like out of character. I always like Awake is quite literally just, hey, this is what happens when when another party basically just does the good old forced adoption and decides and then dies.
Yes, Awake is the aftermath of like the previous story.
Good old
The previous set of main characters. He's the aftermath of what happened when they died.
Nice.
Yeah, the forced adopted pet they left behind.
Okay. Mikaela, make me a history check, please. As Awake
Well,
describes to you his old party another time, something kind of itches the back of your mind.
yeah, it definitely does.
Yes. With a 19. With a 19. You recall as he's describing wait, pick one of your adventuring family members.
Probably. Let me think for a second. I forget the. Oh yeah, no. Let me pull up the link. I forget the. I really have forgotten their names. I gotta go to I gotta go to our DMs and pull up the link.
All I have is Spider, Rogue, Cleric, Wizard. I don't think you ever gave them names.
Oh, son of a bitch! I gave them names in a separate episode, but wrote them down. I remember one of them. So there was the Forge. There was like the Cleric of the Forge, Henry, I think his name was.
Ah, yes. Okay. So, as he mentions and describes Henry, you remember during your time in Neverwinter and just kind of interfacing with the guard, that there was a very kind of astute cleric who lived in one of the cities in Neverwinter, who was, as Awake is describing him and you like hearing his story, maybe like 12 years younger or like a decade younger than what Awake is describing, who would just kind of grew up in Neverwinter and was he was very bookish. He was always either going like basically from the forge to the church to the library and basically going nowhere else. And he was one of the first people who noticed you were in distress on your first day when you arrived in Neverwinter, not knowing where you were or how you got there. He was one of the first like handful of people that reached out to you and connected you with your eventual home in the guardhouse.
Mm.
Just
Oh, say once more.
The
Just
person that
writing down.
the person that connected you to the guardhouse bears a similar resemblance to Henry the Forge Cleric, who is Awake's adventuring family.
Henry Forge Cleric.
Yep.
Guardhouse.
That sounds like the last. That sounds like you're saying it as the last name. Just yes, I am. I am Mr. Forge Cleric. Not joking.
Oh, that's how she knows him. As Mr. Forge Cleric.
Oh my god.
Okay, parentheses,
Yeah,
Mr. Forge Cleric.
that's it was and Awake would mention as well as like I think I've said this before, but I'm not sure if everyone remembers it. But like that is how Awake picked up his smithing after Henry died. All the books he left behind in the fort, in their fort before that fell to ruin. He learned how to forge off them and trying it.
So probably like you probably talked about your party a lot before, and you're probably just addressing him as Henry. But this time you finally said Henry the Forge Cleric, and she's like, "Hey, Mr. Forge Cleric."
Yeah. I gotta go back to the old episodes and get the names of the rest because I forget them.
Okay.
And she'll tell you what she knows of Mr. Forge Cleric, so you learn more about your own family.
And as she describes him, you think that this is one of his family, like brother, sister, nephew, something like that. That is just one of the living members who are kind of attached to the people from your backstory.
Damn.
Awake, or not Awake. Sorry, Spring.
Yes.
As you are doing your thing, you've done your training, you're exhausted, you're kind of getting out of it, and you're preparing to go on the road. You go on another run through the forest to get materials and stuff, so that you're ready to be able to do your hunter strike and whatnot. And you see kind of you see a bird kind of laying down in the middle of the forest. Oh, I am hearing echo. Silver, is it right?
Testing. Is it coming from me?
Test. I don't hear anything anymore. Weird.
I think it was Jaku temporarily.
I don't know what's causing it. Granted, next week we won't have to deal with this potential.
Well, whatever. As you are going through a run through the forest, you see a red and orange bird that is kind of laying on the ground. It looks weak and kind of injured, and it is glowing with like this heat energy. With this kind of heat energy. What do you do?
He's definitely curious about it. You describing it as heat energy makes him, what's the word? Defensive, cautious. That's it.
All
As
energy
he
is
approaches
heat.
it. Yes, but no. So yeah, he's cautious as he tries to approach it and determine if it's actually wounded or worse.
So, make me a medicine check.
medicine. +2. Hey, 21.
Okay. With a 21, as you kind of go to this thing, you crouch down. Silver.
Yep,
Can you please describe your familiar and what state they're in?
I can. You're watching a small firebird, which is definitely injured. Not in a great shape, but seems like it was mostly just knocked out while traveling to here.
Does it seem safe to touch and pick up?
It is very warm, but it's not like actively on fire. So yes,
It's just hot.
just hot.
Then Spring will definitely pick it up and bring it back to town to try nurse it back to health.
Okay. And as you do so, these 2 or 3 days that you guys have left remaining, you guys see Spring just kind of walk into town, carrying what looks like basically a phoenix, in his hands, as he's like distressed. What do you guys do?
You have the first aid kit awake.
Oh yeah, I'll take that and go with the first aid. I forgot I had a kit on me.
Yeah, I give you 8 charges of one.
Also, while looking after the bird, does it make any noises? Because I now have the Beast Insight feature, where I can kind of understand animals better.
It's knocked out for now, but a fire creature.
Oh, fully unconscious. Got it.
Yeah, but a first aid kit is about to be administered. Ooh, 21.
Yeah, with that medicine awake, you've been practicing with the alchemist. You just made a really cool healing potion. You just take some of the ingredients that you have on yourself and mix them into a potion that you already have on hand, and just kind of pour a little bit of it out. As you see the bird almost immediately kind of like rise up a little bit, as a massive like wave of heat, almost like a being near a fireplace, just kind of bursts out and makes the whole room feel warm and cozy.
Ugh, all that off a single bird, man.
For who has the beast inside? Who can understand the beast?
Spring.
Spring. Basically, it's just noises for the other one, but for Spring, when the bird wakes up, it's a must warn danger. Adventurers 5. She's coming to kill them. Soon, quick.
Spring is nervously just going to quickly count the party in his head.
Including Mahina, who is a member of your party but has been doing her own thing in the city. There are indeed five of you.
Is she doing?
Spring looks more worried after working that out.
About doing the math.
And just lets the rest of the group know that that's happening sometime soon, probably.
Somebody's coming to kill us? I mean, that they can try. I don't think we can handle our own, and it sounds like just one person.
Ooh.
Not
Well, we
alone.
don't know who the she is.
Not alone. Coming with other. Me. Danger. You adventurers? The 5?
So wait, is this thing talking or something?
Not. He just stammers and just tries to explain to the bird that they are adventurers and there are 5 of them, but he's hoping that they're not the 5 he's talking about.
It's just a familiar, limited intelligence. Basically, it gets okay. 5, we are adventurers. Doesn't care if it's you or not. You are the one for him.
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Must run. Coming soon. Quick. And the
Also,
bird.
quick question for the DM. Now that I'm kind of talking with the bird, is it obvious that it's a familiar and not a normal bird?
You can definitely tell it's not a normal bird. It is at the very least magical. I don't think you would know whether or not it's a familiar off the bat.
He is gonna show the bird to Mikaela, because she now has glasses and is the smart one.
Smart.
Yeah. I'm gonna say no roll required. With enough time with this thing, you are definitely able to glean that it is a familiar of someone who is versed in fire.
Yeah, probably she would hand the Phoenix to Tonē because he's the one that knows magic.
He does his sense magic, detect magic feature. As he looks into this thing, you see his eyes. The rim of them glow green, glow yellow. And you kind of notice a very subtle difference in the shade that it usually is. As he does sense magic, and he confirms that there is somebody that casted this, and it's a weird casting. Like, he's seen familiars and stuff before, and they usually have like a certain vibe about them. Like, it's a spell, but also has the flair of the person that casted it in it. The flair seems blurry to him. But he's definitely able to confirm that this is, in fact, a summon.
So if this is created by one of the magic folk, should we maybe we should follow it?
Well, Spring is just really nervous and doesn't know what to do anymore.
I mean, whoever sent this thing is clearly an ally. If somebody is trying to kill us, that means in my mind anyway, that means we should follow it, get back to its master.
Is the wizard speaking through the Phoenix, or is the Phoenix speaking itself?
Tony can confirm the Phoenix speaking by itself.
Alright. Mikaela will agree with the wake.
Yeah, realizing that's probably a good idea. Spring is going to ask the Phoenix where or who its master is.
Master is linked to me. In this way, dangerous.
Well, I guess Awake would start following.
Okay.
Mhm.
And as the bird begins to fly, following its innate tether to where it knows its master is, we're gonna move over to the world map. As you guys make an abrupt leave, a couple of days, maybe 1 or 2 before the people of Neverwinter. Let's see. So you guys are here. The mark that Yimik gave you guys, your goblin associate. Let's see. That's basically 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that makes sense. So they're gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're probably about there, and they're gonna go ahead and go like this. Actually no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're planning to meet you guys right out here. As you guys are beginning your journey, somewhere near the outskirts of the forest, where the trees are getting thicker, but not so thick that it's like dense jungle. So, as you guys begin to head out following this bird, the bird is pretty damn fast. So you guys have to, keep up a solid pace to keep up with it. And after the end of maybe like a day of travel, you find yourself going off road and go over kind of this way a little bit. Is the camera focused? It is not focused. After a day or so of travel, you guys find yourself going off road a little bit. What is the marching order of you guys? Tonē included. I'm gonna say, for our purposes, that Mahina is here but won't be represented anywhere because she's generally alongside you guys.
Awake is generally always in front since he's the tank.
Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. I'll probably be second.
Cool. And then, is Spring in the very back or is he in front of Tonē?
In front of Tonē, I think.
Cool. The order I guessed was right on the left side of the screen. Cool. So, as you guys reach this place, everybody make me an awareness check. As you all see something beginning to fly overhead, and the bird begins to fucking panic.
Once we notice the bird panicking, I would get out my loadouts, which I will type.
Awareness. I did not pick that for my penalty, so +5. I need to double check.
It'd be funny if you rolled well on awareness because your allies are being slow, and you're just like the fastest ones. You're the one that's most easily able to look up.
Yep. That's the one. Nope, stealth and survival, not awareness.
I wonder if giving you so much speed is gonna come back to bite me someday.
Yes, it will.
Honestly, speed is one of the things you can hand out like candy. It's not it saves a couple AP in a combat, which is good. No, don't get me wrong, but
Okay.
You can never go wrong just giving out speed increases.
Yep. Spring, as you are just kind of like walking along faster than everybody else, a little bit ahead of the bird, you see the bird start to freak out and like fly lower. You see a winged figure in the sky. This red dragon seems to have like little bits of flame along its arms that are kind of making these runic sigils as this dragonborn also has like the back of its head as you would have like hair is like just burning in flame as it begins to soar down out of the sky.
Danger, must help, master.
And as you see the bird start to freak out, you see a bolt of fire streak through the sky as it hits, collides with the bird, and the bird is incinerated.
You know what? How close down? How close to the ground is this dragonborn?
This dragonborn is maybe at this one like 4 spaces above the ground, coming in at an angle.
Yeah. Would you allow me to heroic leap it?
Bring
it the hell down.
Heroic leap requires you to be attack a target within 1 space of where you land, and also I don't think you have a jump space of like 20 because that is way too fucking high.
You said 4 spaces high. Oh right, wait.
Yes, jump distance is in feet, not spaces when you go vertically. And as you see,
God, I hope they make that better.
You see that as the firebolt collides with the phoenix, a massive ring of fire bursts out and surrounds all of you guys. Everything within a radius is like incinerated instantly. As we are going to move to a battle map. Let me make sure.
No, this is just flavor. Like, as the fire goes up, it's not hurting him, but Awake's body begins bubbling a bit as if he's beginning to boil.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and move us to this page. I'm going to say that you guys can start anywhere within this radius. Right there. Spring, I'm going to say you can start like 2 spaces outside of it, as you guys are all very close together as you were bolting.
Oh, that's a Wake's blind spot. I thought that was the you start here zone.
No, that's my
Wake
that's
gets-
my
yeah, you can
that's
start
my
here, that's
tremor
fine.
sense.
That's fine. And then Mikaela, you may place yourself where you would like. And Tonē
All
will
right.
just kind of be behind Awake. I'm gonna say Spring is the furthest one ahead because of his speed. You're within the boundaries though.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I just saw the square.
Valid. All right, cool. So as you do that, you hear a deep, almost like gravelly chuckle as this figure reaches into a purple satchel on her hip and brings out what looks to be like a skull or something, lights it on fire and is going to throw it down into the ground. As emerging from it, several like beasts, humanoid in shape but alight in fire. As this place becomes kind of like a hellscape, as several enemies spawn on the field, and we are going to enter initiative. So, I'm going to put the round counter here. I'm going to say that everybody but Silver can go ahead and roll initiative. I think we're going to. I don't remember what initiative system we've been using, but in honor of Silver being in our party now, we're going to use Silver's D10 initiative system, even if we had not been doing so previously. So everybody just roll a D10, please. All right, and let me drop all of you guys into the thing.
Oof.
Oh, that's an accident. And somebody roll for Tonē, please.
Okay, /R D10 for Tonē.
Okay.
2.
Cool. So nobody hit 10. So Awake will be up first. The enemies will get to go before you.
There's only 3 players rolling, so Mikaela would go first.
Fourth is. Oh, right. Yep, I miscounted.
Yeah.
Mikaela's gonna go at the top. Spring will go last. And Tonē before Spring. Yes. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop. Right, Mikaela, and then I'm gonna put. Where is the fire elemental? I should have paused the recording before I did this. Okay, cool. So Mikaela, and then the fire elemental, and then the. I'm gonna have that one go next, and then that one, and then. Okay, cool. So, as this field immediately erupts into flame, and you can see almost like the area you are in like shift into a different thing as you see what look to be like the scars of a long ancient battle kind of manifest themselves all around you guys. Mikaela, you are the first one to act. What do you do?
Advantage, analyze creature.
Okay. Please make me
Or
your.
2 AP.
Please make me your choice of Arcana, Religion, or History. Which one are you doing it on?
If history is a choice, then history it is.
Which one are you using it on? Depending on whatever.
Probably not the Dragonborn. Probably this generic fire elemental in the middle.
Okay, cool. My
Is
station is moved off.
what's the spaces on this?
I don't think you should have range, and if it does, then that's dumb. Just make me a Religion or Arcana check because that is not one that you can do history on.
All right. I spent an extra AP for advantage. 8
Okay.
doesn't pass.
With an 8, you still get to learn some more about this creature. As you look at this thing, you notice that of all of the things that were summoned here, this one seems the most humanoid. And looking closer, you can see that there are chains that are like bound up all around it. As it is the only thing that isn't fully ignited, and they seem to be like chained in place. And this is the thing that was summoned when the skull was thrown onto the ground.
All right. uh, 1 AP to cunning action. Move to the side. Attempting to. Would I be able to attempt to hide just like in the behind the brightness of the flames? I was kind of trying to analyze to see if they would be able to see me if I do that.
I'll let you do it because it's kind of key to how rogues work. That's fine. Mechanically, I think the
All right.
legal ruling is no, but I don't care that much. So yes.
Oh well, I am hiding behind everyone else, distracting them. They should have gone before me.
Make a stealth check.
All
You guys
right.
see Mikaela like run and duck behind a rock as she holds her bow up to her
No, I
chest.
don't.
Panting as the heat and light shines around her, going a little bit into panic mode. What else? What else are you gonna do?
Let's see. Nothing much I can do. Oh, nimble dodge. I have no idea what these things are trying to do, so might as well.
Okay. So you duck behind this rock here. Okay. So on this thing's turn, this is a monster that Silver and I made together. So Silver, can you go ahead and do the honors of controlling this one?
Oop. I will.
Showcase your very nasty creation.
It's not that nasty. It's pretty nasty.
The DM lied to us. We thought we were getting a party member.
No, the party member was the bird. He's dead. Okay, I'm gonna spend 1 AP to move forward.
Okay.
Up to here.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna call to the fire, to the elements. The wind start to pick up. Cinder and ash start to go into the air. Small flames. Fire burnt wood. And the entire zone you can see in orange start to roar with fire and wind. As the fire hunter just says, burn. Okay. And for my next action,
you guys can see immediately emanating from this thing is a massive, the orange area that is just full of heat, unbearably so.
every monster you can see in the area start to burn a little brighter. Just a little bit. And then, up. Yeah.
No, it's 2 MP. 2 AP. You can go diagonally because diagonals. DC20 does not care about diagonals.
Yeah, I can. But I'll go in a straight line and then to the end. You see vine and roots that are that are burning and burnt out. It start to appear on the spaces which are in red.
Oh no.
The terrain literally changes. The earth bursts. Rocks fall apart. It's just roots made which seems to have a fire inside them. They're burning from the inside. And I'm gonna awake is gonna be in one of these spaces.
Do I have to make a save or anything?
No, you do, because on my last action point, I'm gonna grapple you with the vines.
Oh, you.
I believe awake is considered size large, so I think you have disadvantage on the grapple check. Right, is that how that works?
I make no check. It's a save.
Oh, the save? Really?
Then let me.
Yeah.
That's
It's just a save.
Wow, that is weird.
Ah, that's a 12.
Ooh, it does not save.
Ugh.
Okay.
you begin to being grappled by the vines. We start to get at your leg, and then they see like they almost pass through it, so some more come through to grab your chest and your arms, and you're encased in vines, which are slightly burning.
Okay. My turn has begun. Can I use an AP to try and break this, or no?
It is a repeated save. I think so.
I'm going to try with 1 AP then, if you can.
It's a repeated save, so you do it automatically for free every turn.
Oh, so I can't just try
it
it
happens
anyway.
automatically at the end of your turn. Are you allowed to try before the end of your turn? Is that legal?
You can with an AP to try before it. If not, the save is just gonna happen at the end of your turn.
Okay, cool.
Okay, in that case, I kind of need to try and break it with an AP because I am a melee class.
If you were also planning on raging, it would be a better idea to do that first and then attempt to break free.
Yeah, I will. I will rage, and then do that for 2 AP. Cage 1. I am free.
And you are freed.
You hear
And let me go ahead and
snapping
remove
of
stamina.
vines. They are like torn to the ground as a wake.
Then 1 AP. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nice try. I can do that too. And then I'm going to use my last action point to grapple you and add a fucking you know what? I'm going to use a stamina to throw. No, actually, no. Who do I want to throw you? What maneuvers do I have? I'm going to instead. Now I'm gonna do takedown. So you're going to slash R, size large, manta stance, rage. So that is 4d20 KH1 plus 5.
God. Good luck.
Okay. I have to roll 1d20 plus the grappler.
Now we just
Okay.
You're gonna.
actually doing in the forest, just literally ripping out trees from the roots.
And I don't save.
Almost.
Yeah.
Well, you're prone and grappled by me now.
Okay.
Prone?
You guys.
Yeah,
you did take
I
down.
took. I added takedown.
Oh, you did take down too.
Okay. You guys watch as a wake breaks out of the vines, leaps forward, and then tackles this thing to the ground. As he like stands on top of it, his fist, like on its throat, shoving it into the ground. And you see the body almost like lifelessly look back at him, emotionless. Okay.
Not so tough.
You will burn.
Try me.
Oh wait, how many of them are there? 2 of them.
Oh wait, and yeah, when your turn begins, you're gonna take an acid damage because I had hazardous hide. So I'll be burning because I'm grappling you, and you'll be dissolving.
Okay. You see that this fire elemental, this big beefy thing, also with powerful build. Let me dismiss that alarm. Is going to leap towards you, awake. Please make me a physical saving throw, as you are being attacked.
Okay. Wait, am I being attacked as well, or is it just?
You're being attacked and making a physical saving throw.
Okay, I'm going to raise shield this. Okay, so slash R 2d20 KH1 plus 4. That's a 17 on that, and that does hit me. That's a normal hit minus 2.
Okay. You will take 0 points of fire damage as this thing basically leaps onto you and is attempting to like slam you into the ground. You parry it off with your shield, as that is its first 2 action points. I think that with its second 2 action points, it's going to make another straight attack check. As it is going to.
I'm not going to do anything against this. Miss.
You guys see this thing? He's like beating up against Awake's shield as he stands tall, completely deflecting everything that's happening here. Since Tony isn't here, I'm going to also run Tony, and I'll just make a spell check for him as he's going to cast Bless. That is a 20. That'll hit everybody within 5 spaces of him, which Awake is not, so he'll have moved forward first, and then casted Bless. Hitting everybody, yep. And then he will spend a minor action to summon a weapon. So I'll roll a d12, which is what he's actually doing behind the scenes. With a 5, as he strides forward, this yellow light emerges from his hands. Everyone feels a number of coins begin to circle around you, magically enhancing you. He is going to draw from his thing a pair of nunchucks and a ghostly dagger, which he is. I mean, that guy's prone now, so that's kind of not good for him. So he will attack the fire elemental that is going next, as he's going to just make an attack check against mental defense, which that will hit and deal 1 umbral damage. Tonē's turn is over. On the turn of the other brute, it is gonna see that and then charge forward toward him. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's gonna make an attack check against him. It could have planned this out better. 1d20 plus 4, and then this will be Tonē's save, which it doesn't hit him. Well, these things are fully just being boring as they charge straight toward him, and he is like parrying this thing with his dagger as he is like ducking under fiery blows. And it'll make another attack check against him with a crit that time, which I believe is a brutal hit. He's going to take 2, 4, 6 points of fire damage. As he's like kind of dodging it. Then this thing slams into him and then like grabs him with his fiery maw as it is trying to like basically snap him in half. This brutish thing.
Is this not a second attack against the same target?
Yes.
Meaning multiple action penalty.
A total of 4 AP. Attack and then save and then disadvantage and advantage.
Okay. I missed that part. That's fine.
Remember that everyone in the orange square takes +1 fire damage.
Oh, he'll take another point of fire damage.
Speaking of that square and fire, do I take the burning effect now or at the end of turn?
Nope. Whenever you take fire damage, you take 1 more fire damage.
Oh, so it's just add on to any damage they do, not instant damage we take.
Nothing is burning for now.
Okay. What did Mikaela learn about the I think it was the elemental when she did the what's it called? Knowledge
Analyze.
something. Analyze.
Failing the roll, she basically learned that this creature is humanoid on some level, more so than everything else, and that it is binded in a way that none of the other ones are. Man, I just realized the camera hasn't been in focus this entire time. Ugh. Whatever.
She failed the roll.
Restart the episode.
Yes. She failed
Nah,
the roll. She didn't learn much.
Then I think I'm gonna do that as well.
Okay.
I'm just gonna double check
Your choice of
my
Arcana or Religion.
ranger benefits. Where's it gone?
This would be considered an elemental which is not in your bestiary.
That's not the benefit I was thinking of, but I still do get one if I succeed. So instead, I'm gonna use 1 AP and 1 stamina to Hunter's Mark. So the one by Awake is prone, and the one by Tonē is fine.
Sorry, say that again?
The elemental by Awake is prone. The one by Tonē is perfectly fine, right?
Yep.
I was looking at the brute. I forgot about the other one.
Yes, that's the important one.
Then yes, I will Hunter's Mark the basic elemental that seems to be druidish.
Okay.
And now I will hope to regain that SP I just spent by doing an analyze creature roll.
see Spring turn his hunting instincts as he locks on to this creature.
So it's any type of knowledge check.
Oh, and Tonē needs to make a mental save. I forgot about that. Where is that bastard? Don't forget about that.
Yeah. Bless is a what now? D4, yes.
Yep.
Okay. 16 for penalized creature.
Succeed. That is success by 5. What statistics do you want to know about this thing?
Let's do damage vulnerabilities as a starting point.
It is vulnerable to cold damage. Vulnerable half to cold damage.
Haha, that's why you were asking. Damn it.
Vulnerable double, I think. So the opposite of half.
Yeah. And with the by 5, do I get any extra information?
Yep, you can get another one. Another stat.
Yeah. Let's do the attack names, I think. Or do I have to specify an attack?
You want to learn what is an ability that it has?
Either one specific one, or can I just learn the names of all of them and try guess?
I didn't come up with names, so I'm gonna say that you, as you're looking at this thing and seeing the fires, is making everything basically susceptible to fire. You get the sense that it has the ability to do a more focused AOE, that is a cone of fire that stacks very nicely into what it is now.
I see. I need to remember to spend that AP. Okay, so it is vulnerable to cold, which sadly I do not have access to. And I don't want to burn my weapons, so I'm not gonna throw a bowler at you.
Also say that as you are looking at this thing and you see the more humanoid form, you guys have been doing a lot of studying into magic. You get the sense that everything else here that appeared was basically created from this, fire plane or whatever. Whatever this thing was summoned here. Everything else came with the portal that is opened. This thing here did not. It was summoned to where this portal opened.
Got it. I am going to... Ooh, let's try to take advantage of my speed.
I do believe you mentioned that you wanted to take Heroic Leap, right?
I did do that, yes.
So, I mean, is your jump speed higher than 5?
My jump speed is 7, yes.
Okay. So if you wanted to, you could, for real, just, jump over their ability to attack you. Just land over there.
Yep, I will happily do that.
You guys watch Spring get a running start and then literally fly over to the other side, land, and are you doing Heroic Leap? It is already.
Let's see. Heroic Leap costs a AP and SP.
Then if you want to do Brutal Leap, you could also ensure that the 2 spaces of fall damage that you're taking would also hit the elemental.
I do not take the full damage thanks to my glide speed.
I mean, if you wanted to deal more damage onto this thing, then you could take 2 spaces of falling damage and put that on the elemental instead of yourself.
You have to use 1 SP in Brutal Leap for that.
Yes. If you wanted to do Brutal Leap.
Oh, transfer all of my falling damage. Oh, yes, I will add that on, thank you.
Yeah, cool. So, go ahead and make me an attack check.
The
with,
most broken
Bless.
technique in the game.
Yes, by far. The only thing that competes is Heroic Bash, because you can get AoE prone, which is insane.
I mean, Bash, Bash is good, but like the fact that Leap can the fact that with a sword like Leap can just say, even on a miss, you take 100 true damage.
Yes. Although I did discover that flight is not considered jumping, so it would be limited to your jump distance.
Fair. Yeah, still jumping off a cliff would do it.
That is true.
Yep.
But anyway, make me an attack check with Bless with an advantage spring because this thing is prone. Spring.
Yep, lots of typing for this. 25 against physical of defense.
I feel like that should be beyond brutal, but I don't know. Silver, is that beyond brutal?
25 is brutal.
No, okay.
Okay,
What's
so
damage do you?
1 damage base, plus 1 for moving,
Mhm,
plus 2 for falling,
mhm.
plus,
2 for brutal.
what did I say? 1, 2, 2 for brutal, 7, no, that's
Crit
6.
impact?
No impact, no.
No impact. Okay, cool.
And nothing from Hunter's Mark, right?
Mhm.
No, not that button.
Oh, you get. You already roll with the extra advantage from Hunter's Mark.
Oh no, I didn't. That was from Concealable because I took
Oh,
a
you roll
stake
with
out my
another
cloak.
advantage die.
Sadly,
Another
nothing
advantage
better.
die. Yeah. Cool. So just 7?
So
Just 6?
6 damage, yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Ignore PDR if it has any,
Mhm.
and the next person has a help die against this prone elemental.
You guys watch as Spring leaps into the air and slams down, jamming his stake right through the heart of this thing as a massive burst of fire lashes out. And as you deal 6 damage to this thing, you take 6 fire damage.
Ow!
You guys
Do I
see
take the
spraying.
7th because I'm in the AoE zone?
Yeah. You guys watch as Spring is excited. He
Oh,
leaps
no,
into the
that's
air.
bad.
He slams down, causing the thing to burst into flames as he's like practically immolated, barely standing on, hanging on with 1 hit point remaining.
He takes 4 fire
3
damage
actually.
because the
4?
2 damage come from the true damage falling.
Wouldn't that still count as being part of the attack though?
No,
Really?
I don't
Interesting.
think so.
Spent by interesting. All right, I'll go with your ruling on that. So in that case, it would be you 2 damage from the so the 4 damage from the hit, the passive, and the brutal, and then 1 more from the fire AOE fire area. So that's 5 damage instead of 7.
Hooray! I'm at
Hooray!
5 health.
On a technicality, I'm gonna sure. Okay, cool. We'll go with that. It badly injures Spring as this happens. Going after him are going to be the 2 artillery that are going to survey the field. And let's roll a intelligence check to see who they're going to target. That is pretty high. And so high means they are going to hit a good target. I think the best target is the one concentrating on Bless that is closer to being dead. So they each have 3 action points. They're going to make an attack check with advantage and add burning to it. So we're gonna roll 2d20 KH1 plus 4 twice.
Doesn't Tony have the shield ring or something?
He does, and you know what? It makes sense for him to use that. So somebody remind me that he only has 4 action points. He will do a lasting shield with this because he's getting fucking pummeled. The first attack will miss. Second attack will hit. It'll be a normal hit. He'll take 2 points of fire damage, including the enhancement. And he will make 2 saves against burning. Can I get Tonē, please? Yep. Okay, cool. And I believe he has a high physical save, so that's 1. Okay, he is on fire. And he will now roll a concentration save, which does stay up. And yeah, okay. It is looking bad for Tonē, guys. That is their turn.
I mean, that's. Ugh.
You see the dragonborn that has all of this like fire stuff on her wings as you're seeing her now are almost like shredded to the point there's like just the tops of them, and she's floating, being sustained by a massive like wave of pressure that is beneath her. She points down to the elemental and says, "Rise." Awaken Spring, you get an attack of opportunity as she spends an action point to cause it to stand up.
Oh, it can't. It's grappled.
Interesting.
Yep.
Its speed would be 0. Would this command override that? I'm gonna say no. So as she attempts to say that and it doesn't happen, you see that she looks kind of pissed, and then she looks at you, Awake, and you see as she's this massive, she stares into your face. You feel this intense, foreboding presence. As she points a finger at you. Please make me a charisma saving throw.
Oh boy, D20 plus 1. Yeah, I'm gonna spend a grit.
Don't forget Bliss.
Oh right, let me add that too. That's a 17.
So, she says the word "flee," and you fear for a very brief moment. Feel yourself begin to release the fire elemental, and then you hear Tonē just like shout as he with Bless. You're able to pass that save, just barely. Her save DC is 17. As she attempts to command you to run away, and Tonē is able to help you stay firm in your tracks. As that is going to be most of her. No, that's going to be all of her action points. 2 casts of. Yeah. Okay. That is going to be beginning round 2. Mikaela, you're up.
Okay, yeah. Mikaela was about to run forward to join melee range against this thing until she sees Spring explode. So yeah, she prepares her bow. Oh yeah, and Nimble Dodge runs out.
Nimble Dodge is a full dodge, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know full dodge is being boot.
But you put the boot as this guy being
that was
prone.
an accident. It was supposed to be that one. I am so used to putting dodge on people.
Now this guy is prone, so I have a disadvantage, which is sad. But
You do get a D8 and a D4 thanks to Help and Bless.
Yep. I could do an AP for advantage. And this guy is flank, so I could cheap shot, which is funny.
If you don't want to eat up the D8, you could instead attack one of the other targets, but that is up to you.
Honestly, I think it would be best if you started trying to take down the brute. But oh well, so fair. You might have. That's actually, if you go for the fire elemental on the ground, if you debilitate expose him, that'll stack with the prone expose.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to do.
That is very nice.
So I want an SP for debilitating, SP for vicious.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Silver, I'm sorry.
2 AP.
It's fine. It's a monster. It's a monster. It's fine.
I'll do another AP for another advantage. I could roll with advantage. And then you can only add 1 save maneuver, right?
You can add as many save maneuvers as you want. It'll just all be under 1 save.
Yeah. You also, as a rogue, picked up Vicious during the last level up.
Yeah, I'm already sad I'm using Vicious.
Oh, cool. I didn't hear that.
Oh, I know I could do. I could. My last AP is to Cunning Feint.
Nice. I'll roll.
You may want to do the feint first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Silver, make me an insight check, please.
Insight check.
Region 18.
Yeah. Because he's using. I believe it's insight versus trickery.
Yeah, no problem. I am very good at it. This monster
And I'm
is
going
very good
to
at
use
insight,
cunning
as you
to
can guess.
sneak forward.
Yes. You are fully able to run forward. This thing does not even. This thing is none the wiser. So, now we're making a disadvantage
Alright.
physical save, and you have what 4 advantages now against this thing?
2 advantages.
minus prone.
Well, 4 minus prone. So it's
3.
it's 3 minus prone, so 2 in total.
It's 3 dice, 2 advantage.
Yep.
Yeah.
So then, 3d20 KH1 plus 4 plus D8 plus D4. Flanking doesn't count for range attacks.
Boy.
Yeah. But he's flanked, so I get cheap shot anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And he has a condition, so 1d4. Oh!
Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh my
It's
god.
dead, Jim.
32 to hit.
Oh fuck.
that is
What-
beautiful.
How much beyond AC is that? Because oh my
Should
god.
be like beyond brutal 2, I think.
It's
Oh my god. That's plus 6 damage.
No, it's
no,
plus-
plus 4.
1, 2, plus 3
Beyond
damage.
brutal 2 plus crit.
Oh, plus 3?
It's a beyond brutal 1.
Okay, cool.
So okay. If it's beyond brutal 1, that means plus 5 damage.
Jesus.
Plus 5 because of the crit.
Mhm.
Okay, so plus 5, then plus feint and the bow, and then cheap shot.
Mhm.
So that 8 in total?
Okay. You guys watch as Mikaela knocks back her bow and her eyes
And
shimmer with cold from her.
it
draconic
makes a save at disadvantage
Give me a
against
disadvantage physical
exposed.
save, Silver, against being exposed. Goddamn.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Boy.
And then I get both my SP back because I used cunning action and I hit a flank target.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That wasn't a roll.
Let me go ahead and just deal 8 damage to this thing. What the hell?
Oh my god.
Okay, it passes.
Oh.
Well, you only rolled 1. Do that again.
No. It's fine. I can just.
9 plus 4 is 13. It fails.
13.
It is
Yeah,
now
Exposed.
also exposed, basically, for the rest of the combat. Oh my god. So
Oh my god.
You guys watch as Mikaela just smiles with glee, notches an arrow in her bow. Her eyes begin to glow with her draconic lineage. She fires an arrow that pierces into this thing with an aura of cold that just causes it to like freeze up and lock in place. As it takes 8 piercing damage and becomes exposed for the rest of its life. Silver, your elemental monster is up.
Looking pretty fucked up.
It takes 1 point of acid damage for being grappled.
Oh, two.
Awake,
It's fine. I go down to 2.
Yeah, awake. You take 1 point of fire damage. Increased to one more for being grappling it. So you both take. You take.
So 1 fire damage.
Yep.
So 1 fire damage.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, 2 fire damage because you're vulnerable.
Right.
Yeah.
The rage. Yeah.
I'm raging, motherfucker.
It's fine. Okay.
Barbarians are nutty in this system.
They are currently there. Bullshit. Okay. The elemental is gonna get incredibly pissed off. He's gonna start to roar. Just a kind of scream that can't really go through because there's no vocal cord. It's just literally a burning elemental. And the following is gonna happen. Fun. Shit, it's not text. It's here. Fun. Okay. The roots are gonna grow again, encapsulate both Spring, Awake, and Mikaela. And one thing is gonna happen. He's gonna cast Firebolt.
Oh my god!
It's 8 space. So 6 to get to Mikaela, plus 2 for Spring and Awake.
Yeah, but you can only have a max of 10 out of all of them, right?
Ooh, I don't think so, no.
What's happening?
Druid
Am I being
domain
targeted?
maybe? I'm not sure.
No, there's no max.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah,
Is
That's
this an
crazy.
attack? Anything I can react to?
it's not an attack, it's just an environmental effect.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
okay.
this is essentially a druid's domain.
Like Future, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
is safe?
fizz save against grapple.
No,
Alright.
nothing, no
No?
save.
No
The thing
save?
is gonna
Okay.
happen is
I'm grappled?
Firebolt is gonna be cast.
So he basically extended his domain and then is casting Firebolt. You guys are just standing on the roots. You're not taking any damage. You're not
Okay,
grappling.
okay.
You're fine. Yeah.
Got it.
Oh.
Well, for
Advanced-
Firebolt, I'm gonna parry.
I'll just
the-
take it.
The Firebolt is gonna go for Mikaela.
You are
Which-
prone.
I am prone.
I think being that you're casting it from your druid space, would that even matter?
Yeah. No, it does not.
I
Because
Oh,
it's
interesting.
a domain space.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do still a 3 AP, so it's advantage and burning condition.
Am I able to sidestep off of the roots?
Yes.
Ooh.
Okay, I'll choose sidestep instead of parry, and I'm gonna use an SP on it.
Okay.
Move up.
So it's gonna be 1 plus 1. 12.
12
Oh no,
misses.
it's not highest, it's highest. So it's 17 to it.
Because he spent about 6
did you-
advantage.
Did you
Hmm?
count the sidestep for disadvantage?
Oh, I did not, so it should be 8, it should be 12, yeah.
Misses.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
I'm gonna look at Awake,
oh
start to wrap my chains around him, pull it closer.
okay. So physical save.
Nope. I'm gonna try to intimidate you.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Did you make Sam burn Silver or no?
The thing is, what happens because I targeted Mikaela,
Yes.
which would have made the domain start burning, but
I see.
she sidestepped out of it. So is it still burning or not?
I would say no. She's not burning then.
Uh-huh. So the domain is not burning, so it's nothing burned. Wow, nothing burned this fight.
That's crazy.
Amazing.
Make your intimidation
Plus
check versus Awake as you begin to
Yep.
intimidate him.
20 plus 4.
Wait, who wins there? What?
I believe
Uh,
Defender wins.
Ooh, is it not
God.
beats it?
Intimidate. You're looking for the intimidate action, right?
Yeah.
Like if they were rolling a save against your save DC, they would win, right?
I believe meets it beats it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I think you're imposing the effect, and if he meets it, then he beats it. That is the way that saves usually work, right?
Good question. Good question. Very good question.
Yeah.
Use your hotline directly to coach. That'll get the answer.
You see, Silver is setting the save DC while Awake is meeting the save DC.
Hey, coach.
You
Where
gotta find your
is
turn, Silver. Like I'm just gonna glaze over this and say that Awake wins, and if something changes later, then we'll adjudicate accordingly.
Nothing else for me.
Cool. Let me advance initiative. Awake, you are next.
Remain unchanged if it's dying during a contest. So I'm not intimidating you.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
So I'm going to go for. Okay, so I'm going to attack. So I'm going to just make an attack with my whip staff, meaning he is like so /R 3d20 because prone plus exposed KH1 plus 6 because plus 1d4.
Got it.
It's
how do you want
dead,
to do
Jim.
this?
using the staff part of my whip staff.
Yeah,
Awake just like stomps on its on this thing's head and just like crushes it into ash.
it's a brutal hit.
Oh, hey, hello, stamina.
How much damage you deal on a brutal hit, Awake?
With this thing, currently it should be 5. No, 5 because 4 plus rage.
Okay, so as you smash your sword down into the skull and you hear it crack, you see a burst of flame rush out. You take 3 points of fire damage, and you did 5 damage, so this would be minus 3. As you slam down into this thing, you see as all of the fire that is engulfing this thing begins to like burst out. You see that underneath the like edge of your sword, you see the body of a fire genasi woman, who has like long, fiery hair, whose skin is like ash gray, who looks absolutely terrified. As you slam down.
Well, with my with one AP and 1 SP, I'm going to do heroic leap. So 1, 2, 3, 4,
She's
5, 6.
The dragon is flying again 4 spaces above the ground.
Oh right. Shit. I don't have any way to get. I thought she landed. In that case. No, in that case, what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I think in that case, I'm just going to instead of that, I'm going to move. I'm going to spend an AP to move right here instead, and then I'm going to go for my bastard sword attack with my final one. Sure.
You its range, make a physical saving throw. You get snapped in the back by the fire elemental.
Okay, give me D20 plus 4.
I think 11 misses.
Yeah, actually, that just hits.
You take 3 points of fire damage.
Okay, 2. So then I'm going to go for a /R D20 plus. Oh, I forgot the D4, but now I don't need it. Bastard sword attack.
Strike as you begin to walk away. You feel the heat immediately kind of like disperse. As all of the ash and cinder that is floating around kind of settles to the ground.
That's a 22 actually against that brute. I forgot to add my versatile. Yep, brutal hit. Okay, so that is
with plus 6. Oh, it's flanked. Cool, yeah.
Flanked. Yeah, I forgot to add the versatile. So that is 5 damage to the brute.
You dig your sword through its back. As fire begins to chafe off of it.
And that's my turn.
Okay. On the turn of that same fire elemental, it is going to turn, look at you and Tonē. This thing is kind of mindless, and it is then going to claw at its chest and explode. Please make a physical saving throw. Or no, this is not a physical save. I just used to saying that. It's going to spend 2 of his action points on advantage. As it is going to.
Okay, I am going to ray shield.
Explode. Cool. 17
Stamina.
PDs.
That's a heavy -2, and it refunds the SP.
Cool. You're gonna take heavy -2 is just 3 fire damage. -2 is just 1 fire damage. As this thing explodes and dies. Tonē is up next. He's gonna make 2 saves, one against that damage he just took, and one against the fire damage he's about to take from burning. Both of which he passes. He's maintaining concentration. He's gonna look at all this stuff that is going on, evaluate his options, and I have never known Tonē to do anything but throw swords. So he's going to throw this dagger at this thing with advantage because it is concealable. That is going to be a brutal hit. He's going to take 3 points of piercing damage as he chucks this thing out. And then he's going to use his minor action to summon a new weapon, which is a new ability that he wouldn't have had before. With a 2, you see that he pulls out of this thing a massive black axe with a lot of like it looks like jagged barbaric with blood already dripping from it. He's going to raise that with both hands and chuck it at the thing a second time. Spending his last 2 action points to cancel out disadvantage with a 14 that misses. Clinks into the ground behind it. On this elemental's turn, it is gonna survey the land. What is it even gonna do? The person, I think it is gonna go ahead and approach Awake and then make an attack check against you, Awake.
SP shield.
Cool. It'll spend 2 AP for advantage. Please make me a physical saving throw. Or no, it'll spend.
Gotcha.
Yeah, 1 AP for advantage. That's nicer.
Okay, that is a.
Pass.
Let's see. That is a brutal -2.
On a brutal hit, you will take 4 points of fire damage, -2 for just 2 points of fire damage, halved to 1. This thing cleaves this massive claw, burning through your shield, as this claw just like is able to pierce and ick your slime.
Barbarian, my beloved.
Yep, it's finding that attacking you is not being very helpful. Spring, you're up next.
Okay. The token named Ash,
Yes.
that is the elemental skeleton thing.
Yes. The
proper
skeleton
form.
kind of like burned away, and you see kind of like binded basically in chains, just on the ground looking weak and very exhausted, is Ash. You don't know her name, but she is like her skin seems to be like made of like charcoal or something, and her hair is like on fire.
Yep. Since they're in chains, I'm gonna ignore them and come help finish off this brute.
Okay. Do your thing.
I need to measure things.
That's weird. If you want a proc sphere passive, I would say this proc sphere passive.
Yay! Oh wait, I need to move my hunter's mark first, right?
Tonē's focus switches from the woman prone on the ground to the giant lumbering brute.
Yes, and then stab. It's not exposed, no. I will try and make it exposed with nope, none of those. The normal expose maneuver. So
Shank it.
Ooh, yes.
Yup. Based on crit damage alone, this thing's dead.
And it will give me back my stamina.
Describe what you're doing.
I spot a core type thing, and I just pierce it and crack it, and it falls apart and fizzes out.
Okay, and as it does burst, you see a massive, again, thing of flame shoot out as it is killed, and everything within 2 spaces takes 12 against PD for 2 fire damage.
Yay, that misses.
Does that hit you awake?
That just barely hits me.
Cool, you take 2 fire damage, half to 1.
Spring is gonna use the rest of his movement to go over to Tonē and spend an AP to put Tonē out on fire.
Good decision. Anything else?
No, because I don't think I can spend stamina on, well, just stamina on anything.
That's correct. So, the fire elementals that kind of stand on either side of this dragonborn flying high in the sky are going to kind of mindlessly, they're not sure really who to attack. All of you guys are equally kind of a little bit damaged. You have around the same amount of hit points. They have been hitting Tonē a lot. They also just saw you put him out. And I'm just going to roll a d6, and if it rolls a 6, then they're going to attack Tonē. If they roll a 6. So...
I will shield Tonē.
Okay, with the parry reaction?
No, with the ring of shield.
Cool.
Are you going to use
shield.
yeah.
I don't think I can, since I have no mana of my own.
It is an action point to cast shield. It is a charge to do it with mana. It has 3 charges.
When do they come back?
At the end of a day. Since we're traveling, it's going to be at the end once you arrive at your location.
Then yes, I will do a lasting shield.
Cool. This is going to be the first attack against Tonē, which will miss. The second attack will be a normal hit. He will take only 2 fire damage. From it, he will make a concentration saving throw, which he passes, just barely. And he will then make 2 physical saves, which he will pass. Tonē is fucking relentless, as he's just standing there maintaining concentration, being an absolute badass, supporting all of you guys. From her hovering position, way over at the back of the field, the Dragonborn Genasi just kind of gives a look to all of you as her attempt at an assassination has failed. And she isn't one to get her own hands dirty. As she looks, kind of crosses her arms, and then kind of like makes a kind of a sweeping motion with her hands. She claps it into a fist in front of her as all of the fire begins to suck back toward her as the fire elementals disperse into her hand, and she just scowls at you guys and says, "I'll finish you again another day." As she begins to fly like 30 spaces, like straight upward, and disappear into the sky. And the rest of you guys find yourselves in a very burnt plain, no longer covered in fire in this fiery hellscape, but very much marred by whatever the hell happened. As it seems like all of the grass that was around you is now charred and burnt, and you can still see the scars of battle and whatnot. But whatever localized portal she summoned seems to have faded completely. As you all find yourselves here with a new player character. This is Ash.
Yay, rescue successful.
Yay!
Yatta! You don't have to kill you. Yeah.
That was
Can I take the
you-
chains?
Yes, the chains are just normal but very heat-resistant chains. They have no magical.
Thanks.
Cool.
Heat resistant chains.
Yep, they cannot
Okay,
be
so I
burned
gain an HP.
or melted.
Oh no, you gave us unmeltable chains. It was the start of your doom.
We're doomed.
How? Why?
We don't know yet, but you're doomed.
Don't
Okay.
worry,
Fire-
it's gonna come back to
Fire
back to you.
fire elementals can't melt steel beams.
They can melt normal steel.
That's
This is a specific amount, a specific kind of steel.
I'm making a tasteless joke.
Okay. So, Ash, what is going through your character's mind? I know. Before I do any of that, we're gonna go through a brief flashback from Ash's perspective, as
Ooh.
all of this has happened. As you find yourself in a very cold and dark space, where you are chained to the wall, each of your wrists, as you have been kind of slumped over in this dark prison cell for a number of years, so long that you can't even fathom how many they are. Some weeks ago, you had felt a strange like surge of energy that caused you to like kind of stand up tall and try to break free. And you were able to snap off one of your manacles. But by the time you were almost able to get the other one out, you saw your captor once more emerge from around the corner. As she said, she did the like I don't know what that sound is called, like when you are like telling off a child. And she
Cutting.
says, no, we can't have that. And she slams your hand back into the wall, summoning from somewhere else another rock to keep you in place. We can't have that now, Ash. What did you think you were doing, trying to escape again?
What else can I do? I'm trying to rattle the chains, trying to get out again.
And
Why?
you see a very sadistic smile come across her face as she does not answer your question, but instead looks behind her as it seems like she's listening to something, and she says, "You have always been a difficult one to keep locked up down here. And quite frankly, I'm tired of having to abandon my duties to come and pick you up and take you back here every goddamn time." And she kind of grabs your chin and kind of just forces it to the wall. I have you feel a sense of magic in the words that she's about to say. So how about we make a deal, huh, Ash? I'll let you go, be free for some time, as long as you obey every single command that I give you.
Ash is trying to resist the appeal of the magical words, but it's been so long. So long. She stopped counting after hours, day, months, years. She doesn't know anything anymore except this cell, except these chains. So she doesn't even resist. She doesn't even say a word. She just quiet down and lets the magic happen to her.
And as you stop this fight that you have been fighting for so long against this cursed place, you feel a connection to a side of yourself that you had always, ever since it was placed there, always tried to keep hidden, not to stop them from seeing the satisfaction of knowing that whatever the hell it is that they were doing worked. Is you feel heat begin to rise in your chest, and then bursting forth from it, massive, not massive, extremely hot flames that engulf your entire body, and you have like just a natural resistance to fire, being that you are who you are, but this hurts. It is painful, and for the first time in many years, you feel that you actually feel the sense of being burned. As you feel your innate like soul energy, your mana pool kind of like cuts in half as something, as a curse is brought out from its latent stages and made to activate to an extreme degree, more than it ever has before, as you are bound up and then summoned elsewhere some days later. What is going through your mind as you are waiting those last few days, as you're fighting for control of this hot anger that courses through your veins, and emerging as flame, and you are so close, if she's telling the truth, to being able to see what the outside is like once more?
I'm focused on one single idea. Because a burst of flame, of energy, means that yes, I will burn away in time, but it also means for a very short time, more power, and I have a small window to do something with it. So my only focus for days between my forced awakening as an elemental and the moment I'm summoned is trying to cast my familiar and send it away to prevent me from doing whatever I'm about to do.
And as you focus all of yourself, as best as you can, you jettison your actual consciousness from your body and encase it in this magic, which as you cast find familiar and implant kind of within it, you know, a small portion of your soul as you cast the familiar, and it emerges as the phoenix that we saw earlier, and you fly quickly and as fast as you can and as far as you can, as you turn through corridors you don't know where they go, for what feels like an endless time, until you see daylight. And as you do so, you hear a very a sound you have come to associate with basically PTSD, so many with pain and with torture. As you hear like a deep growl as a burst of fire shoots out and clips one of your wings, but you are able to fly off out into the forest where you are unable to be tracked. And spring fans you very soon thereafter. All of these memories kind of flood to the forefront of your mind, as this elemental form is purged from you by your allies, or these adventurers who have just fought for their lives and succeeded very well. And you see your captor fly off with a look of dissatisfaction and contempt, as the people around you begin to crowd and ask questions. What is going through your mind?
I come back to me to feel the wind, to feel the air, to see the sun. And for a few moments, while my captor is still here and nearby, I completely freeze. I just go into a fetal position. I, I grab myself and I just breathe.
Make a charisma saving throw.
This thing clearly didn't die when I. This thing clearly didn't die when I killed it. Should I stab it? I don't.
me a charisma save, Silver.
Hmm?
I asked you to make a charisma save as you are panicking.
Sorry. Yeah. Charisma save. Charisma save. Oof. Very good one. Yeah. I love them. Yeah. Oh, fine.
Yeah. Okay. With a 14, as the figure kind of disappears into the distance, it takes you like a solid 10 minutes to calm your heart rate. But you are able to kind of hear and process what's going on around you. As you are very slowly able to bring yourself to a calm, relaxed position. What is everyone else doing while Ash is calming down?
Taking the chains off of her.
I'd be looking around for like if I could determine wounds and if she needs medical attention.
Sure, make me a medicine check, please.
And Spring is just staying out of the medic's way.
Oh,
as
natural
he
one.
Crouches.
She's
Oh no.
She's dying.
Mere moments ago, you thrust your sword into the skull of the elemental with an insane amount of force. You were targeting her head. You can see that she is bleeding.
quick to the ER.
I'm gonna just roll a bunch of heal checks for Tonē, because he is not in good condition either. And I'll say that bless counts for this last heal check. Slash roll d4. I guess not even gonna change anything. He will heal himself a bunch of times. He is back up at full, and then he will attempt to heal Ash. With a nat 1, he does not heal Ash, as he is exhausted. Ash, you are currently at 5 HP, and you have 3 levels of exhaustion.
Great. Let's go.
All right. So, Mikaela, you are very easily able to undo the chains as Ash, you feel the weight on your chest lighten considerably as you can breathe deeply once more. A number of minutes pass as you guys discuss what to do. When Ash, you finally feel calm enough to process what's going on around you. You see these 4 bizarre individuals standing around you, not sure who you are or what happened.
I have vague flashes. You were the one who picked up my familiar Cinder, right?
I mean, if
Yes,
that
Spring.
flame bird was yours, then yeah.
Yes. This is my firebird, my familiar.
So you're like one of the magic folk. If that's the case.
I am a druid of. I was about to say this forest, but I don't know where we are. I come from the Neverwinter Wood.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pause. I'll go ahead and move us to the intermission page, and go ahead and swap out Silver's character with his actual character. Now that everyone has been
Fighting it
knows
and
who he
killing
is.
it, yeah.
Yeah. So, continue with your discussion.
Where were we?
Just start from the beginning.
Yeah, I was talking about my familiar. I was asking, yeah. I come from the Neverwinter Woods. Is this where we are? Is this my forest?
No, we're near Phandalin.
Phandalin. True.
We did travel a few days, didn't we?
Maybe like 16 hours.
Yeah, we were on the edge of Neverwinter Woods, right?
No, you're like maybe 2 or 3 days away. Damn it! I just put us on this cool, pretty page. No, you are where that X is.
Here?
Weren't we somewhere here?
That's
Yeah.
your objective.
Oh.
Yeah, you guys
Okay.
had just started on your journey when you were assaulted.
I thought that's where the bird led us, and we were in the forest, and we started a baby forest fire.
No.
Okay, got it.
Cool.
Nice.
Spring will agree with Awake then and say, no, we're not in Neverwinter, but it is that far that way.
I don't recognize anything. I takes a long breath. Ah, God, I'm out. You brought me out. God, did I do something when I was? Did I attack anyone?
Not you, but yes.
Oh, I'm gonna go toward the two still injured member, which are Awake and Spring. And I'm gonna cast the heal spell on both.
Sure, make me 2 spell checks. With your heavy state of exhaustion.
Oh,
Well,
right, so it's even lower. So
Yeah,
I
both.
failed both, but
Yes.
it's fine. It's fine. Even failing to cast heal still gives me
2 HP.
3 HP because I'm touching them.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I heal you both for 3 HP. So, I'm sorry for what I did. I'm just glad everything is fine.
Well, I mean, what was that anyhow? Well,
What you mean the? I make with my hand. I make a skull like thing to signify. Are you talking about me in the?
I mean, pretty much everything. The Dragonborn, that Dragonborn, that well, those fire elementals, the ring. Hell, even you there. I have to say, I was you actually got me boiling.
That
I'm sorry.
didn't look like a Dragonborn that I know about. Is it
No,
a special one?
she's Ignatia. She worked for the Black Spider, the one who took me to and brought me to the state.
Wait, did you say spider?
Yes, the Black Spider.
Oh, well, it looks like we're getting the lead on that, aren't we, Mikaela?
Indeed.
I assume you know the spider because she wouldn't have gone after you if it wasn't for him.
Oh, we went to Trisander Manor, ran across some spider stuff. We've been researching it.
Do you still have the arrowhead and the stone?
Well, Tony does.
Mm-hmm.
NPC Tony?
I'm pretty sure he gave it to you guys to give to Edward, right?
Oh,
Oh
right.
yeah, that's true.
I
That's true.
assumed
Yeah, you
he
should have it.
gave it back.
Oh, I assumed that you guys left with Alchemist.
Oh, yo, in that case, yeah, no.
Oh yeah, Edward has it. That's true.
Right,
Okay,
right.
we don't have it, but
Excuse
we
me,
do have the books.
I just
I will
woke up.
also say, being Sam, you can spend 10
Huh?
gold per potion to get any number of anti-agitation potions from the research that we're doing.
Oh, yeah, I don't have much money.
The group can make that purchase.
I'm sorry. I just awoke. What is happening here?
Okay, so we don't show you anything because we left the stuff with Edward, so that's out of character.
Yeah, they,
Right.
well, basically, we've had our problems with that stuff. I mean, you seem the type that know that you like the fact that you aren't screaming or like running around tells me you're acquainted with the weird. So I'm glad for that. You don't have to worry about me.
I I I am weird, and I'm a druid. I have seen my fair share of weird creatures and animals and people. You- Even me, I wasn't always like this. And you can see a faint glow behind the fire, and you can trace that there's some angelic features to Ash, which
Ooh.
has pretty much all been covered by the fiery stuff and the ash and the burn.
Well, we were about to go head our way back to Neverwinter to meet up with some people. If you want to join us for that.
Correction. You're
Neverwinter.
heading into the forest to meet up with people from Neverwinter.
Oh right, I thought we were heading to Neverwinter to meet up with the strike team. Okay, never mind.
Nope. The strike
retcon.
team, they're meeting you guys like right here, and then you guys are continuing this way.
Oh
Ouais.
yeah, we're meeting up with some people from Neverwinter. If you I mean, we're pretty much might be. It's probably safe for you to come with us until
Neverwinter, you mean the small outpost on the coast?
small.
No, it's a city now.
A city?
Big one too.
I'm looking around. Can I go up to uh, an old tree, which is near us?
Yeah, sure.
Can I try to speak with plants and try to glean how long it has been since I was chained and cast away?
Okay. Um. Hmm. That is just a thing you can do, right? There's no checks involved.
Like I can just normally talk to plant, but it doesn't mean that the
Mhm.
plant knows how long it has been.
Mhm. So how are you trying to communicate? Like, what are you trying to? I get that you're trying to ask how long, but how? What frame of reference are you giving it?
I want to go up to a tree which is to several tree, the oldest tree I can find, and ask if I try to describe the forest as it was when I was around, and see if they recognize this. Or say, oh no, it's before even my time as a tree, as a little seedling.
Okay. Roll me a d6.
Ooh, fake.
Okay. You describe some kind of like events that happened that were like big enough to be like a shock to the entire environment.
Yeah,
Like
something
maybe
like
one
something like
particularly bad winter or something.
yeah, a bad
In which
winter,
like
an earthquake, a big storm, something.
you see that the tree definitely like recognizes what it is you're talking about as it speaks its like deep, slow voice. And you see that it seems to like struggle to remember how long ago that was. Um, and it mentions like that was the time when it was but a mere sapling, and now you can see it is this tall oak tree, um, which with the surrounding like environment, it's not particularly. It is bigger than everything else, but you've seen much older trees than this. Like, it is
It
as
is
old
verbal.
as this thing. It is as old as this thing can even remember.
Okay. It is verbal, so you just literally see a lunatic talking to a tree.
Can the party make a group history check to try and recognize these events?
I feel like it is common enough knowledge that druids are hippies, and you would know that she's doing something.
Oh no,
He's
I
not
meant
insane.
the time frame that Ash is describing.
Oh, yeah, sure. Everyone make a history check.
Awesome.
Ooh, awake is awake.
He
Yo,
is the
seeing
one
his
to
role,
not
can I
be
just
waking
add
up.
a help die to that? I'm kidding.
I'm gonna say no because then we have everyone doing help dice, and I don't know how help skill challenges are supposed to. God damn!
Oh boy.
We all know.
Evidently, this was an event that was big enough in history for you guys all to have read about it in textbooks, and Awake probably lived through it or something, or heard it from his party members. Who knows? Yeah, the time frame Ash is talking about is like several hundred years old. Like the time that that the Neverwinter was just being like founded. Like maybe like back then it was still when people were colonizing when the kingdom was colonizing the coast, and this was like within like the first couple decades of establishing that first stronghold, after which they would fortify their city and use it as a launching off point for other colonial adventures.
Spring is kind of just staring at you, so confused about how you're describing this century-old event.
Yeah, I'm still just talking to the oak tree as long as you're not interacting with me. So like, yeah, it was a massive earthquake who shook the earth and make this. I describe a small formation of rock who appeared during the.
Like during the days where the mountains collapsed.
Yeah, some rock fell and made a rock formation, which is now known as something, but it was very new at the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You get the sense that Ash's memories are several hundred years old.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I was talking to the tree. Seem to have a hard time recalling. Do you know what I'm talking about? It must have been some time ago, but the big earthquake that happened and created a rock formation a little bit up to the north from here. Centuries?
Yeah, that's been a long time. I've read about it. I read about it in books.
I'm gonna sit down.
My my wizard my old wizard friend, he's told me about it. I learned about it from the wizard who gave me life. It's a big event in history.
It's, God, everything is gone.
Well, not everything. Neverwinter got bigger, didn't go away.
I suppose so.
Well, take it from me. Take it from me. You just gotta learn to go on with it. I don't. Truth be truth be told, I have no idea what my lifespan is, but it's clear. I think it's clear. I'm gonna outlive people. You're gonna outlive people if you're a druid because I believe you magic. I believe you druidic magic folk. Don't you don't you stop aging at some point?
No,
I'm getting
um,
way too southern with that voice.
no, I can't. It's my blood. I I have I have divine blood in my veins.
Yeah, just as
It's
someone who's lost a lot in his few years of life, you gotta run with it, keep going, live on, and then live for those who aren't around
I can barely remember their faces.
It
I'm sorry.
happens faster than you think.
I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce myself. I'm and you can see she's trying to think about her own name. The fact that she didn't use it at all for several hundred years. Ash. Ash. I'm Ash.
I go by Awake.
Nice to meet you, Awake. It's comforting.
Now, just to double check, you aren't gonna explode, are you?
No, my curse makes my soul burns, and is slowly turning me into a being of fire. But this state was not supposed to happen. It was she forced me to change quickly and to become her pawn. At least I could send a cinder to you. Oh, correct. Should I speak in ye old English?
It's not the dialect hasn't changed so much that it's unrecognizable, but it's just like old fanciful words that people don't really tend to use anymore. Just seems out of touch.
And I can't hear that. The irony.
An astute observation, Spring.
Yeah, he knows. Well, he's named after his temperament, and Awake is named after just being awake.
Well,
So he's kind of making connections, and so far Tony and Mikaela are the odd ones having weird names.
Tony's last name is Throw, and he has very internalized the Throw legacy.
Yeah, that part makes sense. His first name doesn't.
also, Awake would have has said this in the past. He he just took his first ever thought as a name.
That's amazing. What are you, Awake? This is my name.
Nice.
Really nice.
Are you awake? Yes.
Yeah, I am awake. I am Groot.
Okay. So then, I guess, do you guys take Ash with you on your mission to the Cragmaw Castle? Being that she is a druid and would be able to assist probably even better than Spring with your travel of the woods.
I don't think so. Go away.
Okay, thank you for saving me. I go away.
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out.
Of course we take her.
Okay.
The best answer. No.
Just
No.
Rockfall, Awake is destroyed in a horrible landslide. The likes
We're
of
done.
which we had never
I
seen
should have
before.
killed you all.
We're done. Yes, ending. Welcome to no budding.
No, but I should have killed you all. I know it is now. I know it is.
Okay. So, as you guys begin to continue your journey through the you beginning your journey to and through the Neverwinter Woods, with a new party member in tow and increasingly dark secrets coming to light as you continue your investigation of this mysterious figure, the Black Spider, as well as attempting to locate and stop. Attempt to locate Nesnar. And I assume Mikaela is the most invested one in this. That you are also trying to stop him. From whatever the hell it is that he's trying to do, as well as with your great investigative and negotiative skills, find the stronghold of and finally put a stop to the threat of the Cragmaw goblins and let the roads return to safety once more. You guys continue to walk with determination and a number of other thoughts in your mind, as we will see what happens next session. I have been Lord Gob, the DM of this campaign, and Jaku, what is your sign off?
I am as always. I've been awake. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week.
Samarand.
Oh,
Silver.
I'm honored to be joining this campaign. It's so much fun. Playing a bird, then elemental, then failing to kill you all, then playing my true character finally. Yeah, I
Yeah,
hope
like
you
well, we took down that thing fast.
Yes, definitely.
too fast. It's gonna be round 2. Don't worry. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Yeah.
And it's Spring saying bye, chat.
All right.